Benson for the point.
Back to better through the block and down.
Active pass. He'll look to fire deep and intercepted. Stretchy diving. He's in.
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Here in Lisbon for a chilly night of football and a game that has a lot of interest for both teams. We get set to watch an end of the season throwdown as the Lisbon Broncos host the Kindred Vikings. And as mentioned, in a game that has a lot going for it. When we come back, we will have your pregame coaches' comments and more here on yourliveevent.com.
Doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country. Experts in every field.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
In Lisbon, contact Lance Gulson at 701-683-4713.
We built Irie Insurance with one philosophy: hire great people and provide great service and options. We want to help protect your home, farm, crops, personal, and your businesses. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and since day one, we have followed this golden rule to help protect you. That's why we have so many locations like West Fargo, Devils Lake, Hope, Hillsboro, Mackville, and Towner. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
Back here in Lisbon. Hello and welcome back to our broadcast here on Your Live Event. I'm Mark down. Alongside Derek Zimmerman-Geyer. We'll be bringing him on here later on in the pregame show. Tonight's Class B Region 1 football matchup sees the Lisbon Broncos looking to put themselves in a favorable spot here in the NDHSAA 11B playoff seedings. They currently sit number 4 in the seedings at the moment, looking to hopefully put themselves in that third seed. Both teams have a lot to gain in tonight's matchup, but before we get into some scenarios, let's jump right into our pregame coaches' comments. We had a chance to talk with head coach of the Lisbon Broncos, Joseph Girding, and see what he had to say coming into tonight off of the big win against Sargent County. Coach, what do you have to say for us? Here for the Your Life event pregame coaches' comments here with Lisbon's head coach, Joe Girding. Coach, first things first, how's everybody feeling? Season's wrapping up tonight.
Yeah, the kids are excited to go. Had a big bounce back game last week. We're able to, kind of get back to what we were doing to start the season, and, that has got a lot of excitement around us right now.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned last week you get the win over Sargent County, snapping two back-to-back losses, and yeah. What was the key for last week to get that big win?
Our struggles were mental, I think. And, last week we stressed just playing with our confidence and, bringing the energy and everything. And, it was a little bit funky having a 3:30 start last week on a Friday. But, the kids were able to get themselves up and ready to go. And, we just played with the confidence, and that was huge for us.
And coming into tonight, you're going up against a very hot-handed Kindred offense. Defensively, what are going to be the keys for slowing them down?
they're very similar to us. They've got a very good line. They've got a big line, and they want to run the football. And we got to try to stop the run basically, and try to make them a little bit more one-dimensional. And that's going to be a key for us.
And offensively too, that's going to be the big factor for you guys as well. I mean, and same thing. What offensively are you guys going to have to do to keep Kindred on their toes?
They're like I said, they got the big guys up front, and they're very aggressive defensively, and basically we're going to have to have a lot of communication up front and make sure we're getting to our assignments and making sure we're taking care of our jobs.
And coming into this week, there's a lot going on here for you guys. Depending on tonight, what has been the mentality for this week in terms of practice? What have you guys been preaching to the kids?
Kind of what we've done for the last few years, just going 1-0. 1-0 this week, just take care of our own business. We know like all the seating situations and everything, and ultimately it comes down to the one thing. We're in control of where we end up, and if we can get a W today, we can get that 3 seed, and it's nice to be in control of your own destiny.
Yeah, definitely. And what's the health-wise for the team? Everybody healthy coming into tonight?
Everybody's back except for the 2 kids that went out for the season in like week 5, I believe it was. So, but everybody else is good.
Okay. Coach, any keys, final thoughts for tonight's matchup?
We just got to play confident, and we got to get things going right away and try to limit our mistakes.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Confidence being key for tonight for the Lisbon Broncos. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will hear from head coach of the Kindred Vikings, Matthew Crane, and see what he has to say for his team coming into tonight here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Olson Accounting offers services for individuals including financial and retirement planning, taxes, estate planning, and elder care. For business, Olson Accounting can help you with a variety of services including payroll, audit, strategic planning, and taxes. Learn more about these services and more to help you and your business or farm operation by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters is a group of parents, coaches, and community members whose mission is to enrich the Lisbon High School athletic community by providing financial support for Lisbon High School athletic programs and events. If you are interested in getting involved, they invite you to join the Bronco Athletic Booster Group on Facebook to learn more. The Lisbon Athletic Boosters send a good luck wish to all athletes competing today.
The Lisbon Public School District ensures that all students will learn, experience success, and be good citizens from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful and innovative opportunities for our students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbonpublicschools.com.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
Back here in Lisbon on YourLiveEvent.com, we are just mere moments away from kickoff here between the Lisbon Broncos and the Kindred Vikings. Okay, before we took the break, we had a chance to hear from head coach Joe Girding of the Lisbon Broncos. Girding mentioned confidence is going to be key for the Broncos as they had a couple mental mistakes on those 2 losses a couple weeks ago, so they're definitely going to need to play confident here tonight. But let's hear from the head coach of the Kindred Vikings, head coach Matthew Crane, see what he had to say coming into tonight's big matchup. Here on the Your Live Event pregame show, coach's comments here with head coach of the Kindred Vikings, Matt Crane. Coach, first of all, how's the team feeling? What's the emotions like? It's the final game before postseason.
I feel good. We've had a successful season so far, so we're excited to play again tonight, and always excited to strap it on a Friday night and get out there and play football, so should be a good game tonight.
Yeah, definitely a little chilly, different from the last couple of games you have played. Weather definitely different. You're coming into Lisbon facing a very talented team that likes to run the ball a lot. What has been the game plan defensively coming into tonight?
Yeah, we got to frustrate them in the run game. You know, I mean, they try to get the edges. They overwhelm you with some of their sweeps and things like that. So we got to be disciplined in what we do and set the edges and be physical at the point of attack. And if we can do those things, we feel pretty good. But if we can't, then, it'll be a tough game today.
Yeah, definitely. And, what has been the mentality for this week? You're number one in the region. You're fighting for a better spot in the playoffs. I mean, what has been the mentality for this week?
The same as every week for us, and that's to win every day. It's a win in practice, win in every drill, and tonight it's to put every single play together and stack them up until we can get a win at the end of the night, and that's the goal every single time we play the game, and that's certainly the goal tonight. So we got to get better and look to improve upon every single day.
And what's the state of the team? Everybody healthy coming into this week?
We got a couple of injuries, and it's football. You got guys that unfortunately go down, and people will step up. Caleb Kobundy's one guy that won't be playing tonight, unfortunately. And then we're going to try and get Max McQuillan back in and get him some reps. He's been out the last couple of games, but we'll try and get him some more minutes today.
And Max currently leading the team in passing, and I mean, is the air ball going to be a big thing for you guys offensively?
It's always a weapon for us. It's always something that we want to be able to go to. But our first and foremost is establish the run game, and so the passing game comes off of that. And so if we're able to control the line of scrimmage and get 5-6 yards a pop in our run game, then the play action game works great. Max is going to be able to hopefully find those guys open, over the top.
And Coach, any keys, final thoughts for tonight?
We just have to control the line of scrimmage. In a game where both teams want to run the ball, the physicality level is going to be, whoever comes out on top tonight is going to be the more physical team.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
The more physical the team will be the team who comes out on top tonight. Both teams love to run the ball, but Kindred can hit you through the air as they have done so. Max McQuillan doing a good job so far this season throwing the ball. We'll have more stats in coming up here in the pregame, and then we'll get to your starting lineups and then kickoff here on yourliveevent.com.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I'm the first kid in my family to have graduated from college. And then at NDSCS, they told me, hey, look, you can get credits for this, you can go further. So I start to see like my horizon broaden up. I'm going to be pretty unstoppable. My name is Julie, and I'm here for my future.
You couldn't pick a better community to be a part of. I've actually been to another college, and this one was a far better experience because of the support of the faculty and the staff here. It's just outstanding. My name is Andrew, and I'm here for my future.
Mere moments away from kickoff here, and we'll get to your starting lineups. But looking at tonight, as mentioned, there's a lot of scenarios at play for both teams. The Kindred Vikings looking to get a higher seeding in the overall playoffs here. They have won, or they won the Region 1, the Region 1 champs, and currently at number 1. And Lisbon fighting between Oaks and Sargent County for that third spot in the seeding. Currently, they sit at number 4 due to the loss to Oaks a couple of weeks ago. And looking at a couple scenarios, depending on what could happen in one scenario for tonight's game, if Lisbon beats Kindred and Sargent County comes up victorious against Oaks, Lisbon will end up in the number 3 seed in the region, and then to start playoffs, they will head to Langdon. Sargent County, on the other hand, would take the number 4 seed, as they would have the tiebreaker over Oaks. The next scenario is if Lisbon loses tonight and Oaks wins against Sargent County, Lisbon would take the number 4 seed in the region, and hence they would have to travel to Hillsborough Central Valley in the opening round. But we shall see tonight for what happens for both of these teams. You know, as mentioned, the Broncos do like to run the ball a lot. Bowden Greenlee leading the team right now with over 1,000 yards rushing and 14 touchdowns. He really has been the key factor. Caden Sweet has been back for a couple weeks now. He was injured, or he was coming off of injury, so he has 506 yards and 3 touchdowns to his name, and he has been doing a good job. Kindred on the other side, they are currently 7-1 overall, 6-0 in region play. Different kind of seeding. They will, if they can win tonight, they will have a better seeding in the overall playoff win against quality opponent, and they will see themselves with better position in the brackets. And their only loss this season comes at the hands of Hillsborough Central Valley back in week 2. Hence now they are on a 6-game winning streak and have yet to really slow down here. Max McQuillan mentioned in coach's comments, he's coming back off of injury. He has been leading the team passing, throwing for 923 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. But as Coach Crane mentioned, they are going to want to run the ball first and foremost and get the ground game going, and then go through the air if necessary. We're going to take one more break. When we come back, we will have your starting lineups, and then we'll bring in Derek Zimmerman-Geyer for his keys for tonight.
Olson Accounting offers services for individuals including financial and retirement planning, taxes, estate planning, and elder care. For business, Olson Accounting can help you with a variety of services including payroll, audit, strategic planning, and taxes. Learn more about these services and more to help you in your business or farm operation by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, North Dakota is Southeastern North Dakota's premier building supply headquarters. They have it all from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell and have over 110 combined years of experience. With their large inventory to sell from and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating 40 years of service in 2021. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly-rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. Call or text toll-free at 888-683-5253 or visit their website at nd-insure.com.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
Olson Accounting offers services for individuals including financial and retirement planning, taxes, estate planning, and elder care. For business, Olson Accounting can help you with a variety of services including payroll, audit, strategic planning, and taxes. Learn more about these services and more to help you in your business or farm operation by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country. Experts in every field.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
Back here in Lisbon as the national anthem is just wrapping up. Let's go ahead and get to your starting lineups for today. Starting with the offense for the Lisbon Broncos. Starting at tackle, Grant Lyons, number 75. Going at guard, Caleb Olson, number 56. Center, Spencer Kelson, number 51. Guard, Gabe Lyons, number 55. Tackle, Sam Kelson, number 60. At receiver, Cam Opp, number 28. Fullback, Wyatt Olson, number 8. Wingback, Levi Svem, number 20. Running back, Caden Sweet, number 24. And your quarterback for the Lisbon Broncos today is Bowden Greenlee. Starting with the Kindred defense here, you have D end Riley Sunram, number 75. D tackle Mason Nipstad, number 68. Defensive tackle Jack Packer, number 77. D-end Colin Lundy, number 66.
At linebacker, junior, number 24.
At linebacker, Charlie Beaver, number 1. At middle linebacker, Trey Heinrich, number 24. At middle linebacker, Ty Raisler, number 26. Linebacker, Jacob Hayek, number 41. Cornerback, Lucas Klabundi, number 3. Cornerback Carter Schmidt, number 11, and Jorgen Swenson, number 22, at strong safety, and that will round out the Kindred Vikings on defense. Looking at the Kindred Vikings on offense, you have offensive tackle Jack Packer, number 77, offensive guard Colin Lundy, number 66, O-line Mason Nipstad, number 68, or center, excuse me. Offensive guard Blake Hauska, number 56. O-line offensive tackle Riley Sunram, number 75. At receiver Lucas Klabundi at number 3. Charlie Beaver, other wide receiver at number 1. Tight end Max Opgran, number 84. Fullback Jacob Hyatt, number 41. Running back Trey Heinrich, number 24. And quarterback Max McQuillan at number 5. Starting defense for the Lisbon Broncos, you have defensive end Caleb Olson, number 56. Defensive tackle Grant Lyons, number 75. Defensive tackle Sam Kelson, number 60. Defensive end Spencer Kelson, number 52. Corner Carter Wallner, number 2. And cornerback Jaden Bittner, number 10. Middle linebacker have Gabe Lyons, number 55. Outside linebacker Levi Svem, number 20. Outside linebacker Bowden Greenlee, number 5. Strong safety Caden Sweet, number 24. And your free safety Mike Nelson, number 25. And that is your starting lineups for the Kindred Vikings and the Lisbon Broncos. Bringing in Derek Zimmerman-Geyer. Derek, after listening to the coach's comments, hearing some stats, what do you think are going to be the keys for both teams tonight?
Well, these teams, they seem, historically evenly matched. When you talk about Lisbon, you talk about legacy. When you talk about Kindred, you talk about being the cream of the crop. This is a test for Lisbon tonight, and it's a cold night. It's getting colder and colder as we get to the middle half of October. It's where you show who's the toughest, and who's toughest going into the playoffs is going to show everything you need to know about either team's character going into the postseason.
And set to kick off for the Kindred Vikings, you have Jordan Sunram.
Linesman Fletcher Andel.
Back to receive for the Lisbon Broncos. You have Bowden Greenlee and Caden Sweet in the backfield to receive the kickoff. Kindred Vikings won the toss, and they elected to defer to the second half. So Kindred receiving. They will be moving from right to left across your screen. Kindred in the all-red uniforms, red helmets, white numbering. Kindred in the blue pants, white shirt with blue numberings and blue helmets. As Caleb Klibundi kicks it away, it's going to be received by Bowden Greenlee, who's going to go up the field, has a lane, gets past a couple blockers, and he gets good field position. They're going to mark him at about the 33, 34-yard line. So good starting field position for the Lisbon Broncos on this first starting drive.
Something you don't see much. Well, I haven't seen that much, at least. Greenlee, punt returner, kick returner, quarterback, and leading rusher. He does it everywhere.
And Bowden Greenlee has a lot of speed to him. Caden Sweet, also another player to look out for on this Lisbon team. He was injured for a couple weeks, but he came back, and he played a strong game against Sargent County. Greenlee will take the snap, and we have a flag false start here against the Broncos, so that's going to put them back 5 yards. So not the way you want to go, going backwards. And what we see from Lisbon, as they like to do, they would have Caden Sweet and Bowden Greenlee in a shotgun formation, both looking to receive the ball, and the height can go either way. It could end up in Caden Sweet's hands, Bowden Greenlee's hands, so it really puts the defense on edge, as you don't know who's really going to receive the ball off of the snap.
Not even one play in, already negative yardage.
Bowden Greenlee, Caden Sweet in the backfield yet again. And this one's going to go straight to Bowden Greenlee, who keeps it himself, and he's going to get met at the line. And that'll be, and he's going to get held up at the line of scrimmage, not going to go anywhere. Maybe mark him back 1 yard.
Well, Caden Sweet was out to his left, and honestly, it seemed like a quarterback keeper, but he could have honestly ran a speed option there. No one was really covering Sweet. He had that sideline, could have gained medium yardage there.
Gain on the play will make it 2nd and 15 for the Broncos.
2nd and 15 coming up for the Lisbon Broncos. And once again, Caden Sweet to the left of Bowden Greenlee, and it's going to be a direct snap to Sweet, and he's going to go up the field. Gain of about 2 yards on the play, maybe a yard. They'll say a yard here, as they're going to mark him down at the 30. So Caden Sweet, his first run of the day, goes for 1 yard.
A gain of 1 will make it 3rd and 14 for the Broncos.
And this is what Coach Crane said in his pregame interview. They need to disrupt the run game, not let Lisbon control the ground like they usually do.
Already setting that tempo, too. Just under now a minute in, and you have them backed up at 3rd and 14, 3rd and long.
Bowden Greenlee alone in the backfield. 2 split receivers outright. He's going to send him Wyatt Olson in motion, and we're going to see a pass. Bowden Greenlee straight to Caden Sweet, and incomplete. That was tipped in the air by Jorgen Swenson. Pass intended for Sweet, and if Sweet had got under that, it would have been a beautiful play. But 4th and 14 coming up for the Broncos.
Nothing but green grass in front of him if he catches that. Quarterback was about 5 yards behind him.
And just this tip by Swenson disrupted the pass enough to where Sweet couldn't get under it, and it looked like he had it there for a moment, but just not enough control. Thank you very much for your help. As the Broncos going to punt this one away. Pumps it away. It's going to be deep in the back. Carter Schmitz will pick it up for the Vikings, and he's going to get a gain of a yard there, as he'll be marked at the 40-yard line, and then we'll see the first drive come up for the Kindred Vikings.
Excellent punt return, punt defense coverage there by the punting team. Corralling him at the 40. Didn't get any edges, any lanes still good starting field position for Kindred.
The Vikings will start their drive at the 40-yard line.
And again, both teams really like to pound the ground game on the field here. So we're going to see how Kindred comes out in their first drive. Max McQuillan in the backfield, Trey Heinrich to his right. A give to Heinrich, and he's going to go push forward for 4 yards there on the play. So immediately we'll see the ground game for the Vikings. And they're actually going to say that's a gain of 3 there.
Gain of 3 will bring up 2nd and 7 for the Vikings.
2nd and 7 coming up. Man out to the left. McQuillan will send Beaver in motion, and McQuillan keeps it himself, and the ball's loose, and that's going to be recovered by the Broncos.
They sniffed out that speed option all over it.
Yeah, great defensive play there as the Broncos will get a fumble recovery, and it's going to be Caden Sweet there to pick it up. And now the Broncos back out on offense with excellent field position in Kindred territory.
Both teams with lackluster first drives, but this one by Kindred. First turnover over the game. We're just a couple minutes in.
Bowden Greenlee and Caden Sweet in the backfield. It's going to be direct snap to Greenlee, and Greenlee will take it up the middle. Gets past his blocker, goes for a gain of 3 on the play. I'm actually going to mark that, say a gain of 4. So 2nd and 6 coming up for the Broncos.
So far for Lisbon on offense, it's just hard-nosed running football. Besides that one pass, just keep running it right up the middle and put your head down and hope for the best.
Up. Sweet to the left, and we're going to have a flag on the play. Bowden Greenlee's going to take it himself, go up the middle for a gain of a yard. I think this is going to go against Kindred. Actually, this is
at the 50. I'm going to call a motion, illegal motion.
Illegal motion. Yeah, I believe they're going to get Caden Sweet on that one. Sweet started just a little too early before the ball was hiked. So that Sweet will get the call from his head coach, Girding.
Ball on the Vikings 37-yard line.
Opp and Levi Svem split receivers out to the right. Caden Sweet to the left. Wyatt Olson in motion. Bowden Greenlee alone in the backfield. Keeps it himself, steps back. We're going to see him throw. Can he get rid of it? And he's going to just throw it out, but we're going to get a holding on the play there.
There's a flag on the play.
So Lisbon so far, 2 back-to-back penalties, the illegal motion and now the hold. So 2nd and a country mile for the Broncos right now.
On that play, Greenlee doesn't seem like he gets much of a back step. He's playing in that pistol formation, and he doesn't drop his feet, and immediately the pressure's right in his face because he's taking his time thinking if he wants to take off and run. And as soon as he gets a chance, he has to flush out.
Yeah, the moment he has his decision, he's already met, and he has to move out of the way.
This drive started in Kindred territory. Now it's at the Lisbon 42.
So I'm going back 15 yards. Direct snap to Bowden Greenlee. Fakes the handoff to both Sweet and Opp. Bowden Greenlee has a lane. He breaks through a couple tackles. He's the only one in. A lot of green in his way, and he could go all the way, and he's going to find the house for a touchdown. Bowden Greenlee on a 58-yard touchdown. And wow, you start on Kindred territory on the 41. You go back 15 yards due to penalties, and you just break one big off of 2 fake handoffs to both Cam Opp and Caden Sweet. And Bowden Greenlee finding pay dirt.
Keep busting on that barrier. It'll eventually break open. Like I said, hard-nosed running up the middle. gets a little cold, and you run through a tackle, and sometimes they just don't want to take you down.
Going to go for two here. Bowden Greenlee and Caden Sweet in the backfield. Split receivers out to the right, one to the left. Direct snap to Sweet. Sweet goes in, and he's going to get the 2 points. So with 8:33 left to go, the Lisbon Broncos strike first off of the fumble recovery by Caden Sweet, and the Broncos are up 8-0 here on YourLiveEvent.com.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
In Lisbon, contact Lance Gulson at 701-683-4713.
Back here as we get set for kickoff, the Lisbon Broncos strike first off of a 58-yard run by Bowden Greenlee, thanks to a Caden Sweet fumble recovery off of Max McQuillan. And the Kindred Vikings now going to have to get their offense going here. A kind of a squib kick, and it's going to be recovered by the Vikings and pushing forward. They're going to get to the 35, 40-yard line.
That last drive for Lisbon started in Vikings territory, and then a couple penalties back them up to their own 42. But just staying consistent with the run up the middle. I know we talked about Greenlee bailing out or not bailing out in time when passing, but when he finds his lane, he can just put his shoulder down. On a cold night like this, about mid-40s, 45 right now it feels like in Lisbon.
Yeah,
cause a few bruises, black and blue.
Yeah, and thanks to the fake handoffs that Lisbon likes to run, it can create a little bit of confusion here as McQuillan's will send Beaver in motion. Can't keeper by McQuillan. He's going to have a lane himself, and he breaks the free. Nobody in front of him. He has one man to beat, but he's got a blocker in front of him, and a one-play drive for 59 yards. Max McQuillan takes it to the house.
Charlie Beaver with the 59 yards.
Was it Charlie Beaver? It looked like a number 5.
Well, 59 is better than 58 yards. Not that good for 2 to tie it up, but my goodness, good golly. 2 big plays busting out back to back.
That was Charlie Beaver on the touchdown run there. And Kindred just going to go for the field goal here. Jordan Sunram to kick.
Lefty kicker.
Good snap and placement, and it'll go through the uprights. And just like that, Kindred has made this an interesting game as they are down by 1. Lisbon leads 8-7 with 8 minutes, 16 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
We built Irie Insurance with one philosophy: hire great people and provide great service and options. We want to help protect your home, farm, crops, personal, and your businesses. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and since day one, we have followed this golden rule to help protect you. That's why we have so many locations like West Fargo, Devil's Lake, Hope, Hillsboro, Mackville, and Towner. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
Back here in Lisbon as Kindred has brought themselves back in this game off of a one-play drive that resulted in a 59-yard touchdown by Charlie Beaver. And just Beaver found a lane, and he was not going to be stopped there by Lisbon, and he had a man in front of him the entire way. Kindred will kick this one off. Bowden Greenlee will let it go out of play. Flags will fly, and Lisbon now get some good starting field position on their own 35-yard line.
Well, we've seen 2 plays back-to-back, tit for tat, go 59 and 58 yards respectively. When you're Lisbon, you get that 8-0 lead early on versus the top team in the region. You get that momentum and confidence rolling, and immediately that edge isn't set on that far side, and it's all vacuumed away back to a 1-point game.
Yeah, and confident, and Coach Girding, mentioned playing with confidence is going to be key as Caden Sweet takes the ball, and he's going to go up, break through a couple tackles for a gain of about 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6. or 2nd and 5 coming up. He will get 5 yards.
But the first Lisbon offensive play that wasn't snuffed out around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, outside of the 58-yard touchdown run by Bowden Greenlee, Kindred has done a good job of slowing off the run game, meeting Lisbon at the line of scrimmage. Greenlee and Sweet in the backfield. Cam out to the left. It's going to be a direct snap. Handoff to Levi Svem, and he's going to get immediately met in the backfield for a loss.
On the carry. Tackled by Riley
Kindred knew that was coming all the way.
And they're going to be a loss of 2 on the play there. 3rd and 8 coming up for the Broncos.
Loss of 2.
Seems like a regular play from this Lisbon scheme, and it was scouted to perfection by the Vikings.
Definitely something you're going to see a lot by the Broncos. These reverses that they like to run, and definitely something that they have have a lot of talent to run these reverses the way they do. Bowden Greenlee alone in the backfield. Split receivers out to his left. One receiver to his right. We're going to see Greenlee throw the ball. He's going to go for Levi Svem. And that's a close one. What are they going to say? Incomplete. 4th and 8 coming up for the Broncos. Levi Svem just shy of him. A lot of pressure, or a lot of coverage there. A dangerous pass there by Bowden Greenlee.
Greenlee lucky that the likes of Charlie Buer didn't pick that off on the diving attempt. Just threaded in there to get to the hands at least, but it was nearly picked off.
Yeah, Charlie Beaver doing a good job in that cornerback position. And Sweet will punt for the Broncos, and Kindred thinking they were going to go for it, had to send two returners back, and that's going to be picked up by Carter Schmitz, and he's met as he receives it for no gain. And they're going to mark him at about the 36-yard line in Kindred territory. Kindred now with the ball yet again.
Kindred, it's not a terribly short field. I mean, when you look at it, actually mark around the 36, just 14 yards away from midfield from our vantage point. The 40 is our 50. But for the Vikings, it's another short field on their now 3rd drive of the game.
Max McQuillan in the backfield with Trey Heinrich to his right, or right behind him, excuse me. 2 receivers out to the left and right. He's going to low snap. McQuillan has a man deep, and reaching for it was Lucas Klabundi. Can't come up with it. Incomplete. So the first pass by Max McQuillan, no good. Overthrew Lucas Klabundi there.
Bittner, good job staying in the hip pocket of his receiver and didn't get beat terribly. If he was there, if the catch was made, he would have made the tackle, but not outright burned in the right spot.
It was a low snap, too.
Lucky to get it back.
Yeah, McQuillan had to go low for it as they sent Charlie Beaver in motion. Split receivers out to the left. McQuillan sends Klabundi in motion. Back to pass. A quick screenplay off to Heinrich. Has a few blockers in his way. Gets past 1-2 defenders. And they're gonna get all the way up to Lisbon's 37-yard line on a play that went for 21 yards on the play.
Those pre-snap motions setting Lisbon's defense off, thinking all the action is going to come to one side. You have all the momentum coming at the quarterback, and screen is wide open.
McQuillan in the backfield, handoff to Heinrich. Heinrich going to get met at the line of scrimmage, goes for gain of 3 there on the play. So 2nd and 7 coming up for the Broncos. 5:46 to go in the first quarter. 8-7 Broncos lead.
The first time we've really seen a drive besides the Lisbon score, which was pushed back all the way to their territory, that's actually caught some life in this game.
McQuillan with Heinrich in the backfield. Faked, or a different snap, went straight to, Carter Schmitz. And that'll be a gain of 2, 3rd and 5 coming up for the Vikings.
The quarterback jumps as tall as he did. It's always a very good over-exaggeration acting job, and most of the time he goes that high. The snap is a direct snap to the back.
We'll make it 3rd and 4 for
that was actually
Vikings.
Jacob Hyatt who received the ball there on that one for a gain of 3 actually on the play. 3rd and 4 coming up. Hyatt out left, 2 receivers to the right and left. McQuillan takes the snap, gives it off to Heinrich, goes up, met at the line of scrimmage, and that'll go nowhere.
Heinrich on the carry, tackled by Grant Lyons.
Grant Lyons there on the tackle. Great defensive play.
4th and 4 for the Vikings.
Fourth down, 4 yards to go. Very manageable 4th and short. 4:15 to go.
What tells me about that run? Of course, high school football, most of the time you go for it in opponent's territory on 4th down, but a run on 3rd down, looking to pass here on 4th.
Yeah, definitely the run game's getting stopped here on a couple plays, so the Vikings possibly going to want to go through the air. Sends a man in motion. Play action. Goes to the tight end, Max Opgrind. And Opgrin's going to get tackled down. And they'll move the sticks.
Pass complete to Maxwell.
Or actually,
that's a Viking 1st down.
Yeah, they will move the sticks.
Was it to the 21?
Yeah, to the 21-yard line. So a 13-yard gain on the play. Max McQuillan, shotgun formation. Heinrich right behind him. Split receivers outright. They'll send a man in motion. Carter Schmitz just taken down in the backfield.
Carter Schmitz on the carry.
That'll be a loss.
By Bowden Greenlee.
Loss of 4 on the play. This is Bowden Greenlee coming in with a lot of steam. Gets the tackle for a loss.
And Greenlee just hit that gap unblocked. Snuff it out real good.
So a loss of 6 there on the play.
Lisbon playing that bend but don't break defense.
Yeah. Split receivers outright. Going to send Carter Schmitz in motion yet again. That's going to be a direct snap. Direct snap to, Jorgen Swenson. And once again, Matt in the backfield. Matt at the line of scrimmage. No gain. 3rd and 16 coming up for the Vikings.
Now this is the play for Kindred. You're already 3rd and long, but you're in Lisbon territory. You're definitely going to go for it on 4th down. You got to pick up a chunk play if you're not getting the 1st down. Look for the sticks. Don't have to get it all in one play. Just set up something medium for the next.
Max McQuillan, Trey Heinrich in the back. Split receivers out left. Single receiver to the right. McQuillan, 3-step drop. Looking for a man. Fires. Tipped in the air. He was looking for Connor Rowland. And off of the tip, Jaden Bittner with the great defensive effort. And that's a 4th and very long here for the Vikings.
Well, he just threw that into an entire litter of Lisbon defenders. Everyone surrounding that football, about 4 red hats in the vicinity. We have a timeout by Kindred.
We'll take a timeout as well here with 1:59 left to go in the first quarter. The Lisbon Broncos lead the Kindred Vikings 8-7 here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Olson Accounting offers services for individuals including financial and retirement planning, taxes, estate planning, and elder care. For business, Olson Accounting can help you with a variety of services including payroll, audit, strategic planning, and taxes. Learn more about these services and more to help you in your business or farm operation by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
Back here in Lisbon, 4th and very long for the Kindred Vikings on this offensive drive. Looking to extend it, and Coach Crane has something to consider. And Derek, you mentioned it. The Lisbon Broncos playing that bend but don't break defense right now. They gave up 2 big plays, one for 27 yards through the air and then another for about 13 through the air unofficial stats here, by the way.
That's the spirit, Jerry. Well,
and yeah, but Lisbon, though, 2 big plays, 1 for a loss, and holding Kindred at the line of scrimmage. So definitely something to keep an eye out, and a great block there by Bittner in the backfield. Split receivers to the right and left. Max McQuillan, low snap, moving out to his right, throws deep, and he's going to find a man, and he's going to break free for a touchdown. That was Lucas Klabundi for the 29-yard reception to the house.
Complete to Lucas Klabundi for the
a dart,
29-yard touchdown
a dime
pass.
for 6. And to get that on 4th and 18 yards for Kindred, not having a manageable play on 4th down and going for it all on both 3rd and 4th. They can execute because they are that team.
Yep, and now the Vikings take the lead 13-8. They'll set up for the kick. Jordan Sunram to kick the field goal. Great snap and placement. It's up through the uprights, and Jordan Sunram will give the Lisbon Broncos the Kindred Vikings will give them a 14-8 lead over the Lisbon Broncos. 1:51 left to go here in the first quarter here on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters is a group of parents, coaches, and community members whose mission is to enrich the Lisbon High School athletic community by providing financial support for Lisbon High School athletic programs and events. If you are interested in getting involved, they invite you to join the Bronco Athletic Booster Group on Facebook to learn more. The Lisbon Athletic Boosters send a good luck wish to all athletes competing today.
Back here in Lisbon, the Kindred Vikings lead the Lisbon Broncos 14-8 off of a 29-yard pass from McQuillan to Lucas Kolbundi. And the Lisbon Broncos now have to capitalize on a good drive of their own here. Kick is away. Bowden Greenlee takes a few steps back, receives it at the 15-yard line, and he's going to get met by a few defenders, shakes one off, and he'll run it all the way to the 24-yard line. That's where they will mark him, and the Lisbon Broncos come out for their next drive.
The 24, technically the worst starting field position early in this game for the Broncos?
Yeah, not the best. They've started on their own 30, 35, 30, 41 in Kindred territory, then 35 yet again. So this
24 is not that terrible.
It's not that terrible, but definitely different.
Yeah, no blockers there.
Bowden Greenlee and Caden Sweet in the backfield. Hands off to Caden Sweet, who does a stutter step trying to find a lane, and met by a plethora of Kindred Viking defenders, and he won't go anywhere. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Lisbon Broncos.
Well, Kindred, they can read these reverses and counters and double handoffs like a dime every time. They have read this offensive playbook. They know this film, and it seems like Lisbon is taking and keeping its same scheme, its same walkthrough each time.
Yep. Bowden Greenlee and Caden Sweet in the backfield. Split receivers out to the right. Out to the left, one receiver to the right. So he's set. Direct snap to Bowden Greenlee. He takes a step back, goes up the field, and gonna gain of about 2 to 3 yards on the play there. 50 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
Bowden Greenlee.
Keep an eye on those Kindred cornerbacks. They look like they're gonna play press and backed off at the very last second. Nonetheless, Greenlee just takes himself up the middle. But something you could possibly look at, an audible to a quick slant, hitch, out, you name it. Just keep an eye on that secondary.
A gain of 2 by Bowden Greenlee. So 64 yards for him in this first quarter, thanks to that 58-yard touchdown run earlier in the first. Bowden Greenlee and Caden Sweet in the backfield. Split receivers out to the right. He's going to send Olsen in motion. And Bowden Greenlee will step back to pass. He's going to get met by some defenders, and he will go down for the sack. Going to get marked at the 10, a loss of 16 on the play there for Bowden Greenlee. 3 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Bowden Greenlee sacked in the backfield by Colin Lundy.
Well, so a loss of 15 actually. on the play. As
that should end the first quarter.
That will end the first quarter as both teams head to their sidelines. At the end of the first quarter, the Kindred Vikings lead the Lisbon Broncos 14-8. And Lisbon on the 11-yard line in their own territory here when we come back on yourliveevent.com.
The Lisbon Public School District ensures that all students will learn, experience success, and be good citizens from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful and innovative opportunities for our students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbonpublicschools.com.
Back here in Lisbon as we get set for the start of the second quarter. Kindred Vikings lead 14-8 against the Lisbon Broncos. And as we mentioned throughout the pregame, a couple scenarios coming up here for the Lisbon Broncos. If they win this game and Sargent County beats Oaks, they will get the number 3 seed in the playoffs. And Sargent County would take that number 4. And if they win here, they will go to Langdon. But that will also fall on if Oaks or Sargent County beats Oaks. If Lisbon loses and Oaks wins, Lisbon takes the 4th seed and will go to play Hillsborough Central Valley in the first round. Bowden Greenlee, Caden Sweet in the back to punt for the Broncos. High snap. He gets it away. Good spiraling punt. Carter Schmitz gets it, and he's taken down immediately by Cam Opp. Great defensive tackle there by Opp.
Tough snap to take. Short kick.
Or Levi Svem, on the tackle.
Vikings don't have to go far to find 6 more on the board.
Yeah, on their own, on the Lisbon's 39-yard line. So a short field position here. And probably the best field position that the Vikings have had all game.
And Greenlee's sack hurt the Lisbon team overall.
McQuillan has Heinrich behind him, 2 receivers to the right, or 1 receiver to the right, 1 to the left, sends Beaver in motion, fakes the hands off, play action, trying to go to Lucas Kabundi yet again, but that was low and had a lot of pressure in his face. Max McQuillan just throwing that away.
McQuillan feeling the pressure, also didn't get his feet set solid enough to put enough zip on it on a little out route.
Yeah, doing the play action handoff to Charlie Beaver, trying to quickly go out to Lucas Klabundi. Just very short pass. McQuillan in shotgun formation. Heinrich right behind him. Takes the snap, hands off to Heinrich, who stutter steps. He's going to trip up at the line of scrimmage for no gain there. Heinrich having some trouble so far as he only has 6 yards on the day rushing. Charlie Beaver has the 59-yard touchdown run for the Kindred Vikings earlier in the first quarter. And so a 3rd and 10 coming up for the Vikings. Lisbon Broncos defense holding strong. If they can get their offense back on the field, this could be a momentum shift as we have a timeout on the field by the Vikings. We're going to take a timeout as well. Here you're watching yourliveevent.com. Kindred Vikings lead 14-8.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
Back here in Lisbon, coming out of the timeout, Kindred Vikings in a 3rd and 10 situation. The Lisbon Broncos doing a good job defensively, not really, or getting some big plays against Kindred, not letting them do exactly what they want. They're forcing Kindred to throw the ball more.
It's all about stopping Kindred on those early downs, and Kindred has done most of their damage on 3rd and 4th.
McQuillan's going to send Beaver in motion. A long pass, looking to Lucas Klabundi, knocked away by Jaden Bittner. Bittner with the great defensive effort, not going to let Klabundi get his hands on that ball.
Bittner just stayed glued to his right leg and broke at the perfect time. Right there, Johnny on the spot, not there early, not too late. Great timing.
And so with that, we're going to see Kindred punt for the first time today.
From the Lisbon 39, think about that.
Yeah. Punter is going to go all the way back to the Kindred 48. And we'll see a fair catch by Bowden Greenlee. And he catches it, and that'll set them back deep in their own territory. But we'll see if this offense can get it together. 11:05 left to go in the first half. The Lisbon Broncos are trying to get a drive together as the Vikings lead 14-8.
This will be the deepest they've been pinned back all night long. We're just not even a minute into the second quarter, but we've seen plenty of drives already by both squads.
Yep. We've seen 2 passes by Bowden Greenlee today, and both were incomplete. So Bowden Greenlee, Caden Sweet in the backfield. They're going to send Wyatt Olson and Levi Svem in motion. Going up. Caden Sweet goes up, and he'll be met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Caden Sweet, definitely a player they want to get going early, but they have just had some struggles here. And we'll see. So Cam Opp comes onto the field, Bowden Greenlee.
Remember that first pass of the night by Greenlee? He had a man open. Was it just barely tipped?
It was tipped by I want to say that was Jorgen Swenson with the tip.
Yeah, that first drive of the game.
Sweet and Greenlee in the backfield. Taken by Greenlee. He's going to go push forward for a few yards and then some for a gain of 6 on the play there.
He made something out of nothing. He just ran into the teeth of the defense. And Greenlee just dragged them along with him. Not too stocky, but just enough.
Yeah. So Greenlee with 55 yards because he was sacked earlier for a loss of 15. So Greenlee and Sweet in the backfield yet again. Cam Opp to the right. A direct snap to Sweet. Bowden Greenlee in front. Take some blockers. Sweet makes a man miss. Has a lane. Goes past all the way up to the 40. Before he's officially stopped. A gain of 17 on the play for the Broncos, and that's a 1st and 10.
Just had the Red Sea parting for him. His Red Sea takes him to the 40. Great blocking, great lane running. That's a 1st down, and one of the better runs besides the touchdown run by Greenlee earlier.
Yeah, Caden Sweet, it just takes one good play to really get him going, and that's exactly what they needed from him. 23 yards for him on the day so far. Caden Sweet and Greenlee in the backfield. Direct snap to Greenlee. Goes up the middle. Gets past the line of scrimmage. Goes for a gain of 4, maybe 5 on the play. We'll say 4. Currently at the 44. So 2nd and 6 coming up.
Yeah, always round up, Jerry. You know what I told you.
Always round up, huh?
That's what makes stats better, am I right?
Yeah. It is a brisk night, as Derek mentioned. The wind has slowed down from when we initially arrived here.
And thank goodness.
But it is rather chilly in the high 40s.
That's generous.
That is very generous. Receiver out to the right. Direct snap to Sweet. Fakes the handoff to both Sweet and Svem. Greenlee keeps it himself. Goes for a gain of another 3 yards on the play. 4 yards on the play, we'll say. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Broncos.
Those fake handoffs, that's just all dressing for Greenlee to dance around and throw the defenders off him. 1 handoff, 2 handoff. He's twirling around like a ballerina, trying to find some dance floor like the ballerina. But like I said, just all dressing, all for the eyes.
They're going to give him a gain of 5 on that one. So 3rd and 1 coming up. Split receivers out to the right. Direct snap to Caden Sweet. He bobbles it for a second and is going to get met in the backfield for a loss of 2 on the play. 4th and 3 coming up for the Broncos.
Here's a pivotal point. You're at midfield. You're down by 6. And you just saw Kindred punt within Lisbon territory at the 39 of the Broncos. So now a statement play can be made right here. by Lisbon.
And we will see that statement play. Greenlee and Sweet in the backfield. Levi Svem on the left side. High snap to Greenlee. He's going to take it himself, and he's going to fight for it, and the ball comes loose. It's going to be very close, but I believe this will be a turnover on downs regardless.
Ooh,
it's close.
That chain is right there at the line.
They're going to say he gets the first down, enough for it. So the 3 yards needed for Lisbon, the Broncos will get thanks to Bowden Greenlee. And bobbled the snap, same thing we saw with Sweet, but he managed to get control and fights his way up to the 50-yard line, and they keep this drive alive.
Kind of his lucky stars, both of those plays back-to-back, just botched snaps, not botched snaps, just taking the handoff, taking the snap, and it bobbles and almost fumbled twice in a row.
Sweet, and direct snap to Caden Sweet, gets the block from Greenlee, but it doesn't matter as he's going to get met at the line of scrimmage and go for no gain on the play. Riley Sunrum there to get the tackle for the Vikings. And a drive that started on the Broncos' own 16-yard line. They have so far managed to get themselves some breathing room here.
I would say already up to midfield and just all in the legs, all running plays.
Bowden Greenlee, Caden Sweet in the backfield. Matt, receiver out to the right. Direct snap up to Greenlee. He gets a lane, pushes forward, still fighting, churning his legs, and they will stop the play. 4 yards on the give, or on the run there. So 3rd and 6 coming up.
Greenlee running up the middle every time. The way he just kind of beats on that defensive line. It's like galvanizing rocks, Jerry.
Yeah, that is the one thing that has really worked for the Lisbon offense is those direct snaps to Greenlee up the middle. As we saw earlier, he gets a lane and he can break one big, and it's tough to catch him. We're going to see a quick screen, fakes the pass. Greenlee now breaks past the defender, throws it, wobbly, intercepted by the Kindred, heading the other direction. That's picked off by Trey Heinrich. And he'll go all the way back to the 45, 46-yard line.
Every time tonight for Greenlee to pass, he's had pressure. He's had to be flushed out. He's used to running, but throwing on the run, not his forte. No Bronco in the area.
Bowden Greenlee was initially faked the pass to Caden Sweet off of the screen, got met by two Kindred defenders, and it was a quick interception by Trey Heinrich, taken back.
Promising drive.
Very.
Now Kindred set up pretty in Bronco territory.
Kindred. Max McQuillan will send Charlie Beaver in motion. Low snap. McQuillan will keep it himself, and he's stopped at the backfield for a loss of 2.
Quillen, tackled by Spencer Kelson.
Lots of bobbles tonight, Jerry, by both squads.
Yeah, Sam Kelson there to get the quarterback, get the sack. That'll give the Broncos some good momentum here. Stopping Kindred early on that first play. 2nd and 12 coming up for the Vikings. McQuillan with 2 receivers, one to his left, one to his right. Trey Heinrich right behind him. Low snap yet again. Hands up or fakes the handoff. Looking for a man. He's going to find him. He gets it all the way out to Jacob Hyatt. And Hyatt will get his first catch of the night. First down. They'll mark that at the 30-yard line. So 18-yard pass reception there.
Hyatt just catching that behind his body in stride, and just the absolute concentration he took for that. Beautiful.
1st and 10 on the Lisbon Broncos 30. 4:33 left to go here in the first half. The Vikings lead 14-8. Both teams with a turnover. McQuillan hands that off to Heinrich. Heinrich gets a block, breaks through the line of scrimmage, gets past a couple block defenders, goes for a gain of 4 on the play. No, let's say a gain of 5.
Tackled by Grant Lyons.
And you're right, Jerry. And what'd you do? You rounded up.
Well, I was also just basing that off of where I saw the line judge.
2nd and 5 for the Vikings.
So Trey Heinrich with 11 yards rushing in the first half. Really quiet start for him. Max McQuillan, on the other hand, 4 for 8 through the air. McQuillan with Heinrich right behind him. Pitches it. Or excuse me, that was not Heinrich. That's Kylan Swenson. And Swenson's going to go all the way for a first down for a 6-yard gain there. Kindred driving right now.
Just able to get him in open space so we can make some moves, make some Broncos miss. Because each time it seems like Kindred runs the ball, it's right into the belly of Lisbon. But when you get him open space, put some dance moves on, you can find them first down.
Kylan Swenson again in the backfield for Kindred. McQuillan takes the snap. It's a low snap. It was a direct snap to Hyatt. But they're going to call the play dead as Hyatt's knee touched the ground when he went to catch or get the snap. So a loss of 2 on the play coming up for the Vikings.
Snaps have been low, and some of the takes have been bobbled. Jerry, both these teams have plenty of holes in their feet tonight.
Yeah, you know, you almost wonder is the weather getting to them? Or is it just the matchup being, this is a big matchup for both teams trying to secure some good spots in the playoffs. Max McQuillan in the backfield, receiver out to the left and right. He's going to send Charlie Beaver in motion, hands off to Beaver. Beaver gets tripped up, and that was Cam Opp, or excuse me, not Cam Opp. That was Gabe Lyons there on the tackle, not letting Charlie Beaver go anywhere. Gain of a yard on the play.
There's a great
block. Or Lucas Klabundy, actually.
There's a great block on the outside. I believe it was Beaver who made it. He absolutely rung somebody's bell. He's trying to set that edge. It was almost like a crackback block, which are illegal, but it was legal in its execution.
Split receivers out to the right. McQuillan with the hard count. Low snap. Goes deep, looking for Mason Almaris. Incomplete. Great defensive effort by Levi Svem. 4th and 11 coming up for the Vikings, and once again, Lisbon's defense holds strong.
Again, Lisbon's defense on its heels in its own territory forces a 4th down. Last time, Kindred had a 4th down on offense. They hit it for 6.
And that's another timeout by head coach Matt Crane.
It's his third.
It's his third timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well here on YourLiveEvent.com with 1:34 left to go in the first half. The Kindred Vikings lead the Lisbon Broncos 14-8.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back here in Lisbon, 1:34 left to go in the first half. The Kindred Vikings lead 14-8 against Lisbon. And Lisbon defensively has made some good stops, especially when they mattered most deep in their own territory. And Kindred now with the ball thanks to the interception by Trey Heinrich off of the Bowden Greenlee pass. And what looked promising has turned interesting here off of a couple missed plays by the Vikings. And they're looking to capitalize. 4th and very long here. Matt McQuillan in the backfield with Heinrich to his right. There's split receivers to the left and right. Looking to go deep. Trying to go for Lucas Klabundy, and good pressure there by Mike Nelson of the Broncos. And that'll be a turnover on downs. 1:29 left to go, and the Broncos defense holds strong
I think it was Caden Sweet, I believe, who came in on the rush and just slight sidestep by McQuillian just to get out of the way, threw off his rhythm mid-pass.
It almost looked like it was tipped for a moment, but it hit the mark and got the distance it needed. But
just wide of his receiver.
Yep. The Broncos will start on their own 21-yard line. So direct snap to Caden Sweet, goes up the middle for no gain on the play.
That's big. Talk about that Lisbon stand. Like I said, we saw earlier in the first quarter, Kindred on 4th and 18 struck for 6 in similar territory. On 4th and 11, they can't convert. Lisbon makes a stand and a statement.
Bowden Greenlee, Caden Sweet alone in the backfield. Levi Svem out to the right. Direct snap to Bowden Greenlee. He'll take it up the middle and going to get stopped yet again at the line of scrimmage. 2 plays for nothing to start here for the Broncos.
What we're not seeing on those first 2 runs are the offensive linemen getting upfield and moving the line of scrimmage further for Greenlee to work with. He has to walk into the teeth each time he takes a step forward.
Yeah, and he's just struggled so far. 0 for 3 through the air with the interception. And Bowden Greenlee has the 1 touchdown for Lisbon for 58 yards in the first quarter. So he's been looking for that hole like he found earlier. So direct snap to Caden Sweet, going to the left side. Going to go up the middle, has some blockers, gets past a few defenders. Gain of 7 on the play there for Caden Sweet.
And that ends the first half, just like that.
Yeah, and that'll end the first half. As we go into halftime, the Kindred Vikings lead the Lisbon Broncos 14-8. Here when we come back on YourLiveEvent.com, we'll have halftime coaches' comments from both teams here at the break.
I'm the first kid in my family to have graduated from college. And then that NDSCS, they told me, hey, look, you can get credits for this, you can go further. So I start to see like my horizon broaden up. I'm going to be pretty unstoppable. My name is Julie, and I'm here for my future.
You couldn't pick a better community to be a part of. I've actually been to another college, and this one was a far better experience because of the support of the faculty and the staff here. It's just outstanding. My name is Andrew, and I'm here for my future.
Olson Accounting offers services for individuals including financial and retirement planning, taxes, estate planning, and elder care. For business, Olson Accounting can help you with a variety of services including payroll, audit, strategic planning, and taxes. Learn more about these services and more to help you in your business or farm operation by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, North Dakota is Southeastern North Dakota's premier building supply headquarters. They have it all from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell and have over 110 combined years of experience. With their large inventory to sell from and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
Back here in Lisbon, here with your first half statistics. It was a very tight matchup in that first half, going both ways, back and forth. Lisbon kicks things off of a fumble recovery. Fumble recovery by, Caden Sweet gets the fumble. Max McQuillan started off slow there on the first drive. But Kindred, thanks to the fumble, puts up the first points as they will go up 8-0 off of a 58-yard Bowden Greenlee run up the middle. They'll get the 2-point conversion thanks to Caden Sweet. But then just shortly after, it took, with 8 minutes, 16 seconds left in the first, Kindred with a one-play drive gives it up off to Charlie Beaver for a 59-yard touchdown run. One play, and that is all it took, and Kindred was back in it, and they make the field goal, and they'll go down 8-7. Then in the first quarter, it took quite a while, but Lisbon's offense and Kindred's offense both stalled out for a couple drives. Lisbon's defense holding strong, but thanks to a strong effort or a long drive by the Kindred Vikings, with a minute 51 left to go in the first quarter, Kindred, off of a 29-yard pass from McQuillan to Lucas Klabundi, they would put up another touchdown and go up 13-8, and then they would make the field goal, going up 14-8. Here on halftime, we're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we'll have your stats and halftime coaches' comments, and we'll hear from both coaches and hear what they had to say about the matchup so far.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating 40 years of service in 2021. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of the locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. Call or text toll free at 888-683-5253 or visit the website at nd-insure.com.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all, from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
Back here in Lisbon, here at halftime, the Kindred Vikings lead the Lisbon Broncos 14-8. First half very tightly contested and very physical. Both teams trying to edge out the other ones. And as we keep mentioning throughout the broadcast, this game has a lot of standing for both teams. Kindred playing right now for better seeding in the overall playoff bracket for the NDHSAA. And Lisbon playing for that number 3 seed, and has Coach Girding put in the pregame coach's comments, they want to control their own destiny. So if they can get a win here tonight, it'll definitely give them control of their own destiny. And going over some first half stats, the Lisbon Broncos, they had 99 total first half yards, 1 touchdown by Bowden Greenlee, and Greenlee led the charge as he put up 71 total yards on the ground. He was 0 for 3 throwing the ball, and he has the 1 interception. Caden Sweet getting to touch the ball a lot here, as he has 8 carries for 28 yards, and Levi Svem even carrying the ball once, but that was sniffed out by Kindred. And defensively, Kindred doing a good job as they have a sack, and Trey Heinrich has the 1 interception against Bowden Greenlee here. Looking at Kindred, they have over 158 total yards rush on the ground, and most of it coming through the air, as Max McQuillan will end the first half with 87 yards throwing, 4 for 9 through the air, and he has a 29-yard touchdown pass to Lucas Klabundi. And then Trey Heinrich getting 4 carries, only going for 11 yards. Jacob Hyatt has 2 carries, only for 1 yard. Charlie Beaver with 59-yard touchdown run, and Lucas Klabundi with 1 carry for a yard, and Kylan Swenson for a 5-yard carry. We're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we'll hear from the coaches' halftime comments here on yourliveevent.com.
Olson Accounting offers services for individuals, including financial and retirement planning, taxes, estate planning, and elder care. For business, Olson Accounting can help you with a variety of services, including payroll, audit, strategic planning, and taxes. Learn more about these services and more to help you in your business or farm operation by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
Back here in Lisbon at halftime, as we have some halftime coaches' comments, we'll hear from head coach of the Lisbon Broncos, Joe Girding, and hear what he had to say about the first half.
halftime talking to the head honcho of Lisbon, Coach Joe Girding. Coach, your initial thoughts? You guys took the lead off a turnover early, now trailing 14-8 at half. Your initial thoughts going to the third?
You know, I think right now we're playing very well defensively. I think our defense is doing a good job. I mean, it was just two plays. I mean, two big plays. We've been, be able to stop their run, which they're a good run team. Offensively, we're going to have to figure some things out with the interior offensive line right now.
And you just spoke about your defense playing at a high level against this high-octane Kindred offense. You're forcing them to a lot of third and fourth and longs. That 4th and 18 converted for 6 with that last 4th and 11. What do you like from your guys out there?
We're doing a good job on early downs, getting them into those long distance downs on, late in the, 3rd and 4th down stuff. We just got to continue to get off the field, in the with the secondary and whatnot. And the last few times we've done a better job with it, and we're, better coverage back there.
What can you do to set the tone early on offense without running the ball? When Greenlee has to pass it, he doesn't have a lot of time to look forward, especially on the interception. He was flushed out to the right. What can you guys do better on offense?
If we're going to throw the ball, we got to give them a little bit of time. We know they got a good defensive line, but I mean, we got to do a better job in the pass protection. Offensively running the ball and everything, we got to do a better job of getting to their linebackers. We're struggling getting to the second level right now.
You guys took that early 8-0 lead. What was the momentum like immediately after Kindred vacuums away the lead?
It's responding, responding to adversity, and I think our kids did a pretty good job of responding to that sudden change. And overall, when you look at it, down 6 points here at halftime, I mean that's we're in a spot where we like where we're at right now.
Coach, any final thoughts?
It's gonna be a fun second half.
That's right, Coach. Anytime. Good luck.
Thank you.
And that was Coach Joe Girding. We're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we'll hear from the head coach of Kindred, Matt Crane. At halftime, Kindred leads 14-8 here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
Back here in Lisbon, we heard from head coach Joe Girding. Let's take a listen from head coach Matt Crane of the Vikings. You see what he had to think of the first half.
Here to halftime report, head honcho for Kindred, Coach Matt Crane. Coach, early deficit, 8-0. What happened on that fumble?
We just, didn't execute very well. Our quarterback we ended up blocking our read key and then ended up in a bad situation. So, we got to be better, more efficient, and hopefully we don't have any of those mental mistakes in the second half.
You guys responded pretty well, I would say. Next ensuing play for you guys on offense, you take it to the house, 59 yards. What did you say to your guys before that play?
Oh, we just got to execute. We've been doing it all year, and it's little things, and we got to continue to do what we do best and what's got us here, and that's little things. And so when we start trying to make these big plays every single time, that's getting us in trouble.
What is Lisbon doing well on defense to force these 3rd and 4th and longs?
Very aggressive. They're winning the line of scrimmage right now, so all the credit to them. They're fired up, they're playing good physical football, and we got to respond.
Greenlee's been running for his life each time he passes. What's your defensive line doing well each time?
They're getting some penetration and they're firing off on the ends, and so if we can get him a little bit flustered and get him outside the pocket, feel like we're doing a good job.
Get the ball coming out of half. What kind of statement can you make going down the drive and scoring again?
Well, that's the goal. And so, we get the ball. That's why you defer at the beginning, so you can get the ball in the second half and start off with some momentum. So we're going to have to make some adjustments to what they're doing. They're very aggressive right now on the defensive side of the ball and blitzing, so we're going to have to take advantage of that. And, if we can, we'll go down and score. And if we can't, then we'll be in a ball game.
Coach, any final thoughts?
Well, hopefully we can execute.
Thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Execution. That's exactly what both teams are looking for here. We're going to take one more break. When we come back, we will see the start of the second half. Thank you, Derek, for those halftime interviews. And at the halftime, with a minute left to go, their Kindred Vikings lead 14-8. And we'll get, when we come back, the start of the second half.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country. Experts in every field.
Back here in Lisbon, let's take a look from scores from around the league here. Derek, what do we have going on? What else is going on here on yourliveevent.com?
Well, it's funny you asked me that, Jerry, because I have about 5 different tabs open, which is 5 less than I usually have open on my computer. Currently in North Dakota, 11-man. In Region 2, it's Hillsborough Central Valley at Thompson. Burroughs on top of the Tommies, 28-6. All Burroughs, the best of Region 2. And 11A action, Fargo South on top of Devil's Lake, big time, 28-7. Similar scores right there. In Minnesota, looks like the Cougars of Adabor West on top of Underwood, the Rockets, 20-0 at half. And I believe we have one more game. It's Menominee Waubun taking on Cass Lake Vina, or one of those teams. Haven't seen that score pop up yet. We'll get them later on in the third quarter, Jerry. But those are your scores from around the yourliveevent.com coverage area.
And once we get the score, we will have to keep you updated on the Oaks Sargent County game. But we are set for kickoff here to start the second half. Kindred leads 14-8, and they will get the ball to start the third quarter. As Wyatt Webb will kick the ball for the Broncos. A squib kick here that's going to be picked up by Lucas Klabundi, and he's going to go all the way up to the 42-yard line. So good starting field position for the Vikings here, or they'll start at the 43-yard line. And we will see Max McQuillan come out to start this first drive in the second half. And we have a down player. Carter Schmitz, slow to get off. He's kind of leaning over. The cold weather is not doing anybody any favors here.
He's got a bit of a limp in that, I'll say, left leg.
Currently 43 degrees here as we will start the second half. So Kindred on their own 43 with pretty good field position. And we shall see how Kindred opens up. They want to be able to execute. That was the one thing Matt Crane mentioned in his halftime interview is they want to execute early.
Can't let Lisbon dictate the first 2 plays either.
McQuillan with Heinrich right behind him. Single receivers to the left and right. Low snap yet again. McQuillan picks it up, and he's actually going to find some yardage here, chugging his legs. He will not be stopped, and he's going to go all the way for a first down, 12-yard gain on the run by Max McQuillan.
You know how Max McQuillan does that? It's the fact that he's 6'5" and 190. He can take a ball on the ground, botch snap, and still drag defenders for a ride past midfield.
Yeah, definitely. And initially you would think that was going to be a loss there, but no, good effort there by McQuillan. That's his first run of the game for 12 yards.
Just like that, you're in Bronco territory.
McQuillan again in the backfield. Another low snap, and he'll take it himself yet again, and this time he'll get met at the line of scrimmage, and he's not going to go anywhere. Maybe give him a yard, and they will give him that yard. So another carry for McQuillan. 2 very low snaps, and McQuillan being able to handle both of them, and they'll move up to the 43, 44-yard line, 43. So they'll give him 2 yards on the play.
And what's funny is the first snap was worse than the second, and he turned that into 12. Can only take 2 on that one. Jerry, you had That's So Raven premonition. You saw that before he even got to the quarterback on the snap.
Yeah.
Hawkeye over here.
McQuillan in the backfield has sent Jacob Hyatt in motion. And step back. A quick throw out to Heinrich. Nobody in front of him. He has blockers. Hyatt makes a man miss, gets past another defender, gonna go all the way down to the 40 or to the 4 or 5 yard line.
Trey Heinrich is complete.
That's
a Vikings first down.
I want to say that's inside the 10.
So they'll mark him down at the 6. for a 37-yard screenplay out to Heinrich.
That was a 37-yard gain.
37 yards.
Well, it's just all blocking, wide open on the screen pass, and all he has to do is put on a little swift sidestep to gain a few extra yards.
10-10 left here in, or 10-10 left in the third quarter. McQuillan, another low snap. He'll get this one out. Hands that one off to Kylan Swenson. He's going to walk his way in for a 6-yard touchdown.
We got a flag, though, I believe, right at the 5-yard line, and it's coming back.
Yeah, it looks like it is. I didn't even see that. It blends in with the grass so well. So what was a 6-yard touchdown is going to go back off of the hold, most likely.
And I called you Hawkeye earlier.
Oh, a chop block. So still going back off of that chop block.
Blocking below the waist against the Vikings.
And so that'll be a loss of 15 on the play.
That's going to be incredibly frustrating for Lisbon. 3 snaps now in the grass, and you can't capitalize, you can't pounce on it. And almost a touchdown and a first down earlier.
And Derek, one game we forgot to mention, Central Cass currently taking on Oak Grove. They are up 35-7 at half. Gonna send Marin Almaris and Mason Almaris in a good pass out to Maxwell Opgrand. And Opgrand's gonna go all the way to the 10.
Complete to Max Opgrand.
So a 10-yard gain on the play.
Now, how can we forget about the Squirrels, Jerry?
It happens sometimes.
Kindred's the one team to beat Central Cass all year.
Yeah, Central Cass played a strong game against Lisbon a couple weeks ago. Started a 2-game losing streak for Lisbon, where they would drop to both Central Cass and Oaks. But now they bounced back against Sargent County last week, looking to do that again. Another botched snap and tipped at this line. It's going to be incomplete. McQuillan trying to get the ball off, and they're trying. I believe Lisbon's looking for a fumble there, as it probably doesn't look like that was a forward pass.
And as much as Lisbon is going to hate to hear it, that was going for the arm was going for from McQuillan. Even though the ball is on the ground, he gets it back up. He's being swarmed. His arm did go forward, and that's enough to warrant a pass attempt.
Again, we've been seeing this throughout this drive. Low snap after low snap after low snap as Kindred calls a timeout. And I'll leave it with this. Those low snaps have been hurting Kindred as McQuillan has to go low for it, and he's not able to set up the plays like he would want to. But here in the third quarter, Kindred driving 3rd and 10 coming up here on yourliveevent.com.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
Back here in Lisbon as we get set for the 3rd and 10 here by Kindred. They're initially at the 6-yard line, but thanks to a blocking below the waist penalty, set them back all the way to the 20-yard line, and they're driving yet again. And a great defensive play by Lisbon forces this 3rd and 10, and we'll see if Kindred can still capitalize on the great field position. McQuillan will send Beaver in motion, fakes the handoff to Heinrich, keeps it himself, goes up the field, will go all the way up to the 5-yard gain by McQuillan. So 4th and 5 coming up.
Tackled by Gabe Lyons.
And Gabe Lyons there on the tackle.
Another opportunity for this Bronco defense. Had him at 3rd and long. Kindred makes it 4th and manageable. Nonetheless, you're going to want to score here either way, of course, goes without saying. But it's 4th and 5.
Yeah.
We got 4th and goal from the 5 for the Vikings.
So it's going to be a field goal attempt here. We will see Jorgen Swenson take the attempt. Carter Schmitz, the holder. Good high snap and kick is high to the left, not even close. And Lisbon's just going to watch that fall.
Swenson's kick
and Swenson's kick is no good. And the Broncos now will start in much better field position than had they got the turnover on downs.
Well, that came at the right hash mark. Did it clear the end zone? Did it clear the goal line?
I think it barely made the goal line. I believe we're going to. So the ball will be placed at the 20-yard line for Lisbon.
Quick score update for Minnesota Section AA football. Minnesota Wobbin at halftime on top of Wadena Deer Creek, 38-6.
Greenlee with it, or excuse me, that's Caden Sweet with it.
Ball
came out. Kindred saying they got it. What are they going to call it? They'll say
they're calling him down.
They will say he was down. So gain of 5 on the play for Caden Sweet.
Very suspect couple of plays by both offenses here in the second half. A near fumble by Kindred. McQueen lucky to get the pass off and almost caught a fumble there by the Broncos.
Bowden Greenlee alone in the backfield. Split receivers out to his right. One single receiver to his left. He's going to keep it himself. Gets the block. Finds a lane. Cuts the corner. Goes past. Gets all the way up to the 40. 15-yard gain there by Bowden Greenlee. And that's a Lisbon Broncos first down.
He stutter-stepped in as if he wanted to cut it up inside. And he had nothing but green grass on that sideline to tightrope. Looks like they're going to mark him just shy of the 40 at the 39, so a gain of 14.
See what your rounding up gets me, Derek?
Hey, I'm just trying to keep your chicken scratch official.
Split receivers outright. Bowden Greenlee's going to send Caden Sweet in motion with the pitch off on the jet sweep. Sweet is going to get met at the line of scrimmage, tackled for maybe a loss of 1, and another ball pops out yet again. Kindred get it once.
Heinrich comes out with it, but
he came out with it, but I believe he was down before that, so a loss of 1 on the play for Sweet.
But what happened there for Kindred? They set the edge, and they just—it's simple and clear. They sent it back inside, and just a host of Vikings waiting for them.
So 2nd and 11 on Lisbon's own 38-yard line. Caden Sweet and Bowden Greenlee in the backfields. Receiver out to his right. Greenlee is going to fake the handoff, keep it himself, has a lane, gets past a few defenders, goes all the way up to the 44-yard line, or 49-yard line, excuse me.
Tackled by Jacob Hyatt.
So 4th and 6 coming up, or 4th and 5 coming up.
Lisbon loves them some Chipotle dressing because that's what they do with Greenlee. All that dressing.
3rd and 5. 6-yard gain there by Greenlee.
2 fake handoffs, and he's just going to take himself up the middle.
On the 44, I was right. Second guessed myself. Bowden Greenlee direct snap to Caden Sweet. Greenlee with the block up front. Sweet going to get past the line of scrimmage, goes for a gain of 4, or we'll say 3.5, 2.5. It's going to be 4th and 2, very manageable coming up for the Broncos.
Yeah, vantage point's kind of at an angle here.
That'll be 2-yard gain. So 4th and 3 coming up for the Broncos. Question is now you have 5:24 left to go in the third quarter. You still have a whole another quarter left, but you are down by a score. And I've just answered my own question as the Broncos are about to go for it. 2 split receivers outright. Greenlee keeps it himself. Has a lane, and he's going to dive for it. And I think he's going to be short. It'll depend on where they mark it, and they are marking him very short of the line. And it'll be first down, Kindred, coming up.
Here's the thing that is funny to me. Kindred, who in the second quarter had, 4th down and 10 at the Lisbon 39 and elected to punt, pinning him at their own 16. Lisbon right there has 4th down and 3 near midfield at the 46 of their own, and they go for it.
Yeah. Very interesting. It makes sense if you think about it. You're down to score. Lisbon Broncos really just need to get some momentum going on offense, and getting that first down would give you some momentum. As McQuillan in the backfield, low snap yet again, hands it off to Heinrich, who cuts up the middle, breaks through the line, has a lane, gets past everybody. He only has 2 men to beat, and he's got to beat out Bittner. He will, and he will run it all the way in for a 47-yard touchdown.
Touchdown, Vikings.
Trey Heinrich with a 47-yard boomer to the end zone, and he's going to put Kindred up 20-8.
Boy, all it takes is pressing B or circle, depending on what controller you're using. But that spin move just busted open the green grass ahead. And all you had to do was put on the afterburners.
And they're going to go for 2 here. McQuillan with Heinrich right behind him. 2 receivers split out. Low snap yet again. McQuillan's going to do a short pass out to Heinrich, and he has pressure in his face, and the 2-point will not be good. So it is a 2-score game here as as Kindred Vikings go up 20-8. 4:54 left to go here in the third quarter here on YourLiveEvent.com.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
In Lisbon, contact Lance Gulson at 701-683-4713.
Back here in Lisbon as the Kindred Vikings just put up some more points on a 47-yard touchdown run by Trey Heinrich, and that put them up 20-8. Lisbon looking to respond, needing to respond, if I do say so. There's still another quarter left, but your offense has been stalled out since the very first quarter. You need to find some momentum here as Kindred sets to kick it away. Caden Sweet and Greenlee back to receive. High kick, Greenlee will take it at the 20-yard line. Going up the field, has a lane with a stiff arm, gets past some defenders, and he'll go all the way up to the 45, 46-yard line off of the return. So a gain of 24 actually is where they'll mark him at the 44.
Again, just want to point out, Greenlee, kick returner, basically a running back, can throw, doing it all. How many yards do you think overall he's accumulated tonight?
I'm not too sure. On the ground so far on offense, he's accumulated 91 yards of total on the ground. Split receivers out to the right. Bowden Greenlee keeps it, takes it up the middle, goes forward, gets a gain of 5 on the play. Going to be marked shy of the 50.
But a good tone setter on first down.
They'll say 4 on the play. But yeah, definitely like you said, Derek, great tone setter. You get a couple of yards, and you don't need to get everything in one play. You just need to, at least get the first down, get a long drive, give your defense a break, let them rest, and see what you can do. Lisbon, Greenlee alone to the backfield, fakes the pass, goes up the middle, gets met at the line of scrimmage, and we have a flag on the play.
There's a flag in the play.
Well, I'm thinking he's either personal foul or a hold.
Yeah, it's going to be a question. They are pointing towards
Looking
Lisbon.
at Coach Crane.
Yeah, so it's most likely going to be a hold. Coach Girding pointing in the other direction, and it looks like this will be coming back off of the hold.
Holding on the Broncos.
I say tone setter for the QB run up the middle, but when you do it again, Kindred has seen it. They've seen it all night. And eventually, like you said, they've been stagnant since the first quarter. They know how to stop it at this point. You got to open up the playbook a little bit here in the last week of the regular season.
Well, and you consider, the scoring drive. You did the 2 reverse jet sweeps, fake handoffs. Bowden Greenlee kept it himself going up the middle. You definitely want to try doing some more trickery here. as Greenlee's going to step back to pass, pump fakes, rushing out, and just throws it away. That's going to be incomplete. Third and 18 coming up for the Broncos.
He had big Jack Packer right in his right in his path as well.
Yeah, and that is the one thing that Coach Gruding has mentioned is they are just not giving Greenlee the time, and he needs, if they're going to throw the ball, they really need to give him some time to let something develop or find his target, go through his progressions.
He's found time on there, but he got outside the pocket. He didn't seem comfortable inside that pocket.
Yeah,
he's a natural runner, so he wants to be out in open space.
Yeah, he wants to find a lane. Greenlee's going to send Sweet in motion, fakes the handoff to Sweet, and he's going to get hit from behind for the sack. Ball is on the ground. Is this going to be will Kindred finally get the fumble recovery?
Third time's a charm.
And they do. So Kindred off the fumble recovery will get the ball back, and their offense comes back out onto the field.
With the fumble recovery.
Momentum changer, already up big time. Not big time, but 12 points, 2 possessions. The fact that you can get a turnover in Lisbon territory and turn another short field opportunity to yourself, 29 yards, should be cake for Kindred.
Well, it should be cake. As we've seen, Lisbon's defense has held strong when they were deep in their own territory. We'll see if they can do that yet again. McQuillan with Heinrich right behind him. Goes quick out to Lucas Klabundy. Klabundy almost makes a man miss, but he's going to get enough for the first down, go all the way up to the 19-yard line in red zone territory.
Beaver got a great jump off the ball at his wide receiver position on that near side closest to us.
Yeah, he did. I almost said it should have been a false start, but no, it was just good jump. They're going to say second
just
down and shy. Yeah. But it's still a 10-yard gain. They are on the 19-yard line.
Couple inches.
Close one. And they're going to bring out the chain gang to see if he's short or not.
Lucky for the chain gang, they don't have to walk too far.
Yeah. And he is just, they will say, ref double checking this.
Someone bust out the binoculars.
I almost wish I brought mine. They're going to move this to the, I don't know what moving it to the middle does. You're still going to mark them short. So 2nd and inches coming up.
Well, they just want to get the official spot between the hash marks so they don't have to move it any further once they have measured.
Yeah. So second and one, second and short on the 19 to 20-yard line here. 2:33 to go in the third quarter. Kindred looking to put up some more points.
Holding time. Ref had to tie his shoe.
You always see players having to tie their shoe. Never a ref, though.
Refs are people, too.
McQuillan in the backfield. Takes the ball, fakes the handoff, goes to his right, looking for, they are going to call that Charlie Beaver on the diving catch there by Max McQuillan. 20-yard touchdown pass on the play there. And that was a close one. I didn't want to give it to him. I had to wait for the signal.
You're going to hear arguments about trapping that one, especially if you're a Bronco fan. That one, diving effort. But, nonetheless, it counts for 6.
And this time they will kick the field goal, and we will see Jordan Sunram come out for the PAT. 2:21 in the third. The kick is up. And it is through the upright. Good. The Kindred Vikings lead 27-8. 2:21 left to go in the third quarter here on YourLiveEvent.com.
We built Irie Insurance with one philosophy: hire great people and provide great service and options. We want to help protect your home, farm, crops, personal, and your businesses. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and since day one we have followed this golden rule to help protect you. That's why we have so many locations like West Fargo, Devils Lake, Hope, Hillsboro, Mackville, and Towner. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
Back here in Lisbon, as Kindred has put up some more points, they now lead 27-8, and Lisbon really needs to get their offense going, get some momentum on their side here, as their defense has to be getting tired from being out on the field so much.
Points off turnovers, Jerry.
It helps, and it took 3 times for Kindred to get the turnover. After each play, it seemed like they were coming up, pointing their direction, but they finally got it. Off, and then ball's kicked away. Caden Sweet will receive it at the 10-yard line. He's going to go up the field, gets a good block. Has a lane, goes all the way up to the 30-yard line, and that's where the Broncos will start their next drive. 2:15 here in the third quarter. The Vikings lead 27-8.
That's 27 straight points by the Vikings.
Lisbon faithful.
It's a chilly night out here, isn't it?
It's a chilly night, and Lisbon faithful still out here holding strong for their Broncos. Bowden Greenlee alone in the backfield. Sweet out to the left. Split receivers to right. Greenlee will take it. Keeps it, tries to go up the middle. He isn't going to find. He actually goes around the line. He has a lane. He has a blocker to beat, and he will rush over him. And he'll go all the way to the Kindred 49 for a gain of 29 yards on the play.
He's like Houdini. Here you see me, and now you see me there. He just disappeared in that muddle of defenders and linemen, and he popped up on the far sideline. Called a gain of 20.
Yeah, a gain of 20, 20. Excuse me. So Bowden Greenlee getting the Broncos offense going early here thanks to that bounce off. Split receivers out to the right. Single receiver left. Greenlee once again keeps it himself, goes up the middle, gets met at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get pushed back for a gain. They'll give him a yard as forward progression. And that's it.
Greenlee's got to be one tough kid to take all those hits. He runs it each time himself, but not only is he taking the hit, he's taken 4 to 5 different Vikings on top of him to the ground well after the whistle was blown. He's not a very big kid either. He's only 155 pounds.
He's got the jets on him, so if he finds a lane, he can turn him on. And he's very hard to catch. Bowden Greenlee alone in the backfield yet again, takes the snap. We're going to see him throw it again. Looking straight over, trying to go to Cam off, intercepted by the Vikings, going the other direction. That was intercepted by Chase Miller, but there is a flag on the play.
Looks like Kindred blocked in the back on the return. They'll keep possession, but
they're going to go back.
That was a 3-step drop for Greenlee?
Yeah.
And he had time. I mean
that was
pressure.
That was the best amount of time that he has had in the pocket the entire game. Block in the back by Kindred, so they will go back, but they keep possession. So 2 turnovers by Kindred in this second half.
And what he was doing there, he went over the middle. He threw a dart pass, a bullet pass. He wanted to hit the touch pass on that what looked like a crossing route that turned into a post over the middle.
So Kindred back out on offense. Lisbon's defense having to make a stop now.
Back-to-back drives of a turnover for Lisbon.
Yep. McQuillan with Heinrich right behind him. Takes the ball low snap yet again, gives it off to he's going to give that one off to Kylan Swenson. Swenson going to go up for 5 yards on the play.
Grant Lyons with the tackle. Gain of 5 will be up 2nd and 5 for the Vikings.
So 2nd and 5 coming up for the Vikings. 35 seconds left. They will get to play one more play before the end of the third quarter. So in the backfield right now, Kylan Swenson and Jorgen Swenson. They'll send Charlie Beaver in motion. Give the handoff to Beaver, Jorgen Swenson keeps it himself, and he's just going to get wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of a yard there.
Just hold on and rally. And it's time to rally for Lisbon heading into the fourth quarter.
And like that, they will let the clock run. And at the end of the third quarter, Kindred Vikings lead 27-8 here on YourLiveEvent.com. When we come back, we will see what happens next.
Olson Accounting offers services for individuals including financial and retirement planning, taxes, estate planning, and elder care. For business, Olson Accounting can help you with a variety of services including payroll, audit, strategic planning, and taxes. Learn more about these services and more to help you in your business or farm operation by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
Back here in Lisbon as we get set for the start of the fourth quarter, Lisbon needing a rally here quick. And offense has to get going. If their defense can get off the field, this would be a great momentum changer as the Kindred Vikings lead 27-8. And Derek, third quarter, completely one-sided as Kindred gets 2 turnovers on back-to-back drives and pretty much in favorable field position on each drive.
They had to fight for those turnovers. That first one, at least, they thought they came up with a fumble 2 times on one drive. It didn't, but they forced, what was it, a punt or a turnover on downs?
Turnover on downs against Lisbon. Turnover on downs, but I believe it was fumble recovery by Kindred. But either way, they still get 2 turnovers.
Now looking to put 6 more on the board. They face a 3rd and 6.
Max McQuillan back out onto the field. He has Jacob Hyatt to his right. Trip receivers to his right as well. McQuillan steps back to pass. 5-step drop back. He loads up, fires, and almost intercepted by Caden Sweet, but knocked away by Lucas Klabundi.
That was the cleanest pocket a quarterback has had all night for either squad. And just good defensive timing. Not in the right spot, but timing is there from the secondary of the Broncos.
Yeah, and thanks to that effort by the secondary, it forces a 4th and 6, and Kindred will punt the ball here. So good defensive effort. Lisbon's defense gets off the field, and we'll see how their offense responds.
Perfect timing to get the ball back, potentially just 7 ticks into the 4th.
Bowden Greenlee back to receive. He calls everybody off. Get the favorable bounce going the other way. It'll be touched by Lucas Klabundi, and Lisbon will start at the 33-yard line.
Just a quick score update for you in North Dakota 11B. This concerns these teams as well since we start the playoffs next week. Hillsborough Central Valley on top of Thompson still 28-6. That's 5:30 left in the third quarter. 11A Devils Lake trails at big time to South, Fargo South 35-7. We'll get a score from Central Cass and Oak Grove later.
Bowden Greenlee alone in the backfield, split receivers out to his left. Takes it, gonna go move over to his right. Has a lane, has the blocks, makes a cut. Go up for a gain of 5 there.
That's blocking on the perimeter by Svim against the cornerback, just providing that lane enough for making a medium gain of 5.
Gain of 5 will make it 2nd and 5 for the Broncos.
Yeah, Greenlee, he can get those first couple yards there. That should usually set up the drive for them. Bowden Greenlee fakes the 2 hands off, keeps it himself, and well read by the Kindred defense, and he's going to get a yard there.
Now, you know I'm going to say, Jerry, dressing, makeup on that play. It's the 3rd, 4th time we've seen that. Kindred, they wisened up to it by the 2nd time.
Yeah, that is Bowden Greenlee's 18th carry in the night so far. He has been doing his best. 0 for 5 throwing so far, and just had a couple running the ball has just been the big thing for the Broncos. As throwing it just hasn't worked out for them.
It's their identity.
Yeah, Bowden Greenlee alone in the backfield. See split receivers out to his right, single receiver to his left. Takes it, moving over to his left, has blockers in front, finds a lane, gets past the line of scrimmage, or he'll actually just get met at the line of scrimmage for maybe a yard, 2 yards if they're generous.
What happens there is Greenlee,
they will give him 2 yards.
Retreats so far back behind the line of scrimmage, he has to run even further once he's back just to get back to the line of scrimmage and even close to the first down. He's not going upfield. He's heading south.
Gain of 1 will bring up 4th and 1 for the Broncos.
124 yards on the ground for Bowden Greenlee so far in this game, and he has the 1 touchdown as he keeps it himself yet again on this 4th down play. Does he have enough for it?
Not seeing that pile close. I could be mistaken by the angle. First
they
down.
are going to give him the first down.
For a Bronco first down.
But, Jerry, think about this. We're under 10 minutes in regulation. This drive is just getting close to midfield, eating up a few minutes for the Broncos.
Yeah, the Broncos really need to get this going. The clock still runs, so you would think they would want to probably go no huddle formations here. Sweet and Greenlee in the backfield, direct snap to Sweet. Gets the block by Greenlee, and Sweet met in the backfield, and he'll go for a loss of 2.
Again, he's waiting for his blocks to develop, hitting that perimeter on the outside, open space. They're just not developing, and once he waits too long, all the Vikings have rallied.
Yeah, it has been a tough one for them so far. As Bowden, they're backed up to the 42, their own 42. Bowden Greenlee takes the direct snap. He's going to do a 3-step drop back, has time in the pocket, rolls out, keeping it himself, throws it away, and that'll be incomplete. So good, smart move by Bowden Greenlee. He had the time in the pocket. Nobody was open. Decided to roll out. Really, again, couldn't find anybody, and instead of taking the sack, just tosses it away.
That's another thing to look at, too. Many times Greenlee tonight hasn't had the time, but he had time there just for a moment, but the secondary for Kindred doing a good job clamping down, and eventually the pressure will arrive.
And there's a flag on the play. I didn't even notice this until now.
That was late, I think.
It looks like it's going to go against Kindred.
Oh, yes. No one was in the vicinity. He didn't get outside the pocket then. You think the way Greenlee runs.
They are going to call that grounding, intentional grounding. So it'll be a loss of down. So third and very long coming up for the Broncos.
Now you can definitely expect a pass here.
Definitely, or
most definitely.
Or split receivers out to the right, a single receiver to the left. And they'll start the clock here. Or, yeah, Bowden Greenlee sets his feet, looking for Levi Svem, gonna overshoot him. Incomplete pass. 4th and long coming up for the Broncos.
Just let him on a bit too much there. Svem had to dive for it, and he's rolling. He's throwing on the run, I should say. Just not enough accuracy on that throw.
Yeah, and had a target in his way, or had the target he was looking for. Just overshot him. 8:41. You could expect Lisbon to go for it. They need to extend this drive, and they are going to go for it. You have Caden Sweet and Bowden Greenlee in the backfield. Split receivers outright. Single receiver to the left. Send Wyatt Olson in motion. Another step drop pack. Goes over. Got it to Caden Sweet, but Sweet just met in the backfield. It looked like that bounced off of Jacob Freilich.
Well, they tried the old hook and ladder, trying to pick up 19 yards on a simple hitch pattern. One of the oldest trickeration plays in the book.
But yeah, they'll gain 6, maybe you say 6 yards on the play. They're at their own 31 until the turnover on downs.
Again, Kindred, short field, already up 27-8.
Max McQuillan in the backfield. Heinrich right behind him. Will send Charlie Beaver in motion. Hands it off to Beaver. cutting up the right side, puts his shoulder down, gets met by 3 Lisbon defenders. There'll be a gain of about 6 to 7 on the play there by Charlie Beaver.
Great perimeter blocking once again by Kindred. That edge isn't set. That's a nice 7 yards per pop each time.
They'll actually give him 8 yards on the play. 8:02, the clock will run.
Kindred might sit on this ball a little bit more, take their time in the huddle.
Yeah, definitely let the clock run. Don't give the Broncos any time to get the ball back. Jacob Hyatt to the left of McQuillan. Hands off to Kylan Swenson. Swenson met at the line of scrimmage and tackled back for a loss of 1.
Kindred didn't snap that ball until just at 3 left on the play clock. So, as we said, they're going to sit on it and try to sit on this lead.
Yeah, 7:26 left to go in the game. Kindred leading 27-8. And this game has a lot of implications for both teams. If Kindred gets a win, they get another point in their favor against quality opponents. And so they could adjust their standing within the playoff bracket, which is what they are hoping for. As McQuillan takes a snap. And that's actually going to be directly snapped to Jacob Hyatt, and he'll go for a gain of 2 on the play. 4th and very short coming up.
See if we can't find you a score eventually for Central Cass, by the way.
Mason Almaris comes out onto the field for Kindred.
Oh yeah, Central Cass up big time on Oak Grove, 49-14 in the 3rd quarter.
McQuillan in shotgun formation, Hyatt to his left. We'll send Mason Almaris in motion, hands it off to Swenson, who's just immediately met by some Lisbon defenders, but I believe he will get the 2 yards needed for the first down.
He took a lick, but he kept on ticking at that gap. Let's see what the spot is. They're eyeing that chain gang if they want to motion them out, and that's what we're going to do.
Now, Derek, let's say chain gang comes out, and just by off chance this is short. What does this do for Lisbon as far as momentum goes?
Lisbon, well, they get a semi-short field, give or take. I mean, it's near the 28, so you push it. It's not that short when you really think about it, but they get the ball back. They're down by 19. They've given up 27 straight.
And they are short, so turnover on downs.
And now is when you put it in the 4th and eventually 5th gear. You go no huddle offense. And what, they haven't completed a pass tonight? Or was that one hook and lateral complete?
That was complete.
So
that was for 1 for 8 for 6 yards.
Now you got to make that 2 for 9, 3 for 10, etc., etc. You got to push it.
Yeah, definitely. Kindred forcing Lisbon to go through the air, which is definitely not what they want to do. Lisbon in total has thrown it about 40-plus times this season. And that's going to be a snap to Bowden Greenlee. He's going to hand that one off to Levi Svem. Svem going up to the left side. Has a lane, gets past a couple blockers, churning forward. He'll get the first down and then some. Levi Svem with the 11-yard gain on the play. He'll put the Broncos on their own 39-yard line.
And I'd say I eat my words, but if you're Lisbon, you need a pep in your step right now.
Yeah, you still have 3 timeouts, but the clock is running.
The clock stopped at 6:02. They're going to let it.
They'll let the chain set.
Yes.
And then they'll start the clock the moment it's set. So Lisbon really has to get things moving here.
Now under 6 minutes.
Bowden Greenlee keeps it himself, goes up the middle. He's going to get met at the line of scrimmage, goes for a gain of 3 on the play.
Well, you saw the end around coming from that far side. Why not hand that off? Why not test the perimeter with somebody else besides Greenlee?
Yeah, very interesting call there.
I mean, running up into the teeth, once again, you've overused that, but.
Yeah, you're at, ball's placed at the 43, 44-yard line here. I think there's a mix-up on the scoreboard here. It's going to be direct snap to Caden Sweet, who goes up to the goes to the right side. He's going to get met and tackled down for no gain on the play. It's 3rd and 7 coming up. 5:10 left in the game. Lisbon needing a pep in their step here.
It's a few ticks away from under 5 minutes left in regulation. Crazier things have happened.
Yeah, crazier things have happened. Bowden Greenlee, with his 21st carry on that first down there, gets 3, and they're going to say Caden Sweet gets about a yard on that play.
Here's the thing, though, Jerry. Sometimes crazy and cold don't mix.
Direct snap to Bowden Greenlee, who's moving out of the pocket. Throws, looking for Levi Spem. Cam off right behind him if he could have made the catch. And that'll be incomplete. Stops the clock. 4th and 6 coming up for the Broncos.
Well, the clock is stopped. That's a positive. Always want to look on the bright side. You're 1 for 9 now passing, correct?
Yeah. Well, yeah, 1 for 9 now.
You have a 4th and medium. What can you bust out here to extend the play? I'm thinking a perimeter play. I'm thinking a screen pass, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in their scheme. No running back there.
Yeah, Bowden Greenlee in an empty backfield. Does a quick drop back. Going over, looking for Levi Spem, but it'll go out of bounds. Incomplete. Turnover on downs, and Kindred gets the ball back at the 34-yard line, or the 44-yard line in Lisbon territory. A little mix-up on the board there, saying 34, but a little further than that.
I mean, honestly, I like the call on a quick out route.
Yeah, it's definitely something if you want to get the quick yardage.
And it was past the sticks. It was going to be in Kindred territory, I believe, if he came up with the catch.
Yeah, he would have been at the 48, 47-yard line had he made that catch.
But again, another diving effort from his receiving core. And it's tough to come up with that.
So Bowden Greenlee, 1 for 10 with 2 interceptions and only 6 yards on the day. McQuillan will send Almaris in motion, hands it off to Almaris, who goes up to the right side, has a lane, a couple blockers in front of him, goes all the way up, and he'll get knocked out of bounds.
Almaris on the carry.
We'll say Almaris goes all the way up to the 25-yard line. A gain, gain of about 19 on the play.
See the official spot. I think he's right at that 25, and yes, 19 on the play.
So Mason Almaris with his first carry of the day goes for 19.
Get some reps in with under 5, almost under 4 now left to play. Right before the postseason push turns on.
Yeah, and I mean, a good hard-fought battle here between both teams. The score doesn't reflect that, but Lisbon's defense held strong on several occasions, and that's going to be a hard tackle there on Kylan Swenson.
Now under 4 minutes. It was a 14-8 ball game at the half. Lisbon scored first, scored off a turnover, fumble in Kindred territory, got pushed back to Lisbon territory. I mean, Greenlee for 58 yards, but then 27 straight, stagnant since the first.
3:28 left to go in the game. Kindred leads 27-8, and yeah, Derek, you put it best. A very tight game going into the half, but 2 quick scores by Kindred really set the tone in the second half. Pitch out to Kylan Swenson, who gets met at the line of scrimmage, churning his legs forward. He'll get a gain of 3 on the play there, end up at the 20-yard line.
Compliment Lisbon's defense tonight. I mean, of course, you got to compliment Kindred. 3 times they thought they came up with a fumble. The 3rd time was the charm on that initial drive for Lisbon's offense in the 3rd quarter. And they set that tone.
Yeah, and really, once they have set that tone, it's kind of, you get those 2 turnovers, it almost demoralizes an offense, especially when you've been stalled out since the first quarter, and Kindred's defense has held strong. They've frustrated Lisbon on the run game. McQuillan in the backfield, Swenson right behind him. Fakes the handoff to Swenson, rolling out to his left. Quick throw up in the air and caught by Maxwell Opgrand. That'll be a touchdown for the Kindred Vikings, and that should seal it. 2:22 left to go in the game. Kindred leads right now 33-8. We'll see what happens at the PAT.
Seal the envelope, send it to the playoffs.
And as mentioned, this win should do Kindred some favors, gets them an edge against quality opponents, so they could get some benefits in the standings. Lisbon, on the other hand, hoping that Sargent County will come up big against Oaks and win. The PAT is no good, is just short, so 33-8 is the score here. 2:22 left to go in the game. Lisbon looking to get something going here on yourliveevent.com.
The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters is a group of parents, coaches, and community members whose mission is to enrich the Lisbon High School athletic community by providing financial support for Lisbon High School athletic programs and events. If you are interested in getting involved, they invite you to join the Bronco Athletic Booster Group on Facebook to learn more. The Lisbon Athletic Boosters send a good luck wish to all athletes competing today.
Back here in Lisbon with 2 minutes, 22 seconds left to go in the game. Kindred just adding on to their lead. They'll put up a 20-yard touchdown from McQuillan to Maxwell Opgrand to put their score up 33-8 against the Lisbon Broncos. Lisbon just looking to get some momentum here. And as mentioned, they're probably going to be keeping an eye on that Sargent County Oaks game and hoping for the tiebreaker to come through.
I haven't seen any updates on the Twitterverse tonight between those two squads.
Caden Sweet in the backfield to receive it. Hazeling cuts up the middle, gets past a few defenders, and just chugging along, ends up at the 35-yard line, 36-yard line. So Cam Opp, actually, who's limping off the field here, will get a good gain, and Lisbon will start with some pretty good field position.
That's the telltale signs of a cramp. At least that's what we hope for, cramps.
Yeah.
At the very worst.
Yeah, and it is cold, so that does play a factor here.
Looks like the teams will retreat to their sidelines.
And while that's being taken care of, we're going to take a quick break here. Kindred leads Lisbon 33-8 here on yourliveevent.com.
The Lisbon Public School District ensures that all students will learn, experience success, and be good citizens from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful and innovative opportunities for our students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbonpublicschools.com.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
Cam Opp was able to get up, but he's going to have to be helped off the field. Hope it's just a cramp. The cold it has gotten a lot colder here as the game has progressed, Eric.
You don't have to tell me twice. You might have to because you're going to stutter a little bit because it's so chippy out.
Direct snap to Bowden Greenlee. He's going to take it up the middle himself. He's going to push through the line, go for a gain of 2 on the play there. Bowden Greenlee doing his best to keep things going.
It's got to be over 100.
Actually, no, that is Wyatt Olson, or that looked like that was Wyatt Olson who took the snap there for Kindred.
Yeah, we're under 2 minutes, so we're going to see some second stringers make their way into the ball game.
Wyatt Olson in the backfield. I believe that is Mike Nelson next to him. That'll be a direct snap to Nelson, goes up the middle yet again. And again, another gain of 2.
I'm seeing plenty of links for this Oaks and Sargent County game, but no scores.
No scores. They want you to watch, but
we need Twitter coverage for Oaks Sargent County, folks. Come on, get out there and cover it.
If you're watching this and you have the score, please tweet at YourLiveEvent1. Let us know what the score is.
Solid plug, Jer.
Yeah. Olsen and Nelson in the backfield. Single receiver out to the right. High snap, but Mike Nelson able to come up with it. He's going to cut to the right. Gets a blocker, has a lane with the stiff arm, goes all the way up to the 49-yard line, gets pulled out at the 48, but that's enough for the first down. And Mike Nelson gets 5 yards on the ground.
Stop the clock. It looks like the JV kids will get one more play, 49 seconds and eventually ticking.
Second team players coming up. Wyatt Olson and Mike Nelson in the backfield yet again. Single receiver out to the left.
Yeah, start the clock.
Direct snap to Mike Nelson as he's going to go up over to the left. Bounces back out. Cuts up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage, but he's only going to get a gain of 1 on the play. And with all that stutter stepping and bouncing around, only for a 1-yard gain there.
We saw a lot of that tonight, and that just speaks to the depth of Kindred's defense facing this type of scheme from Lisbon's offense.
And this is definitely something we mentioned, is this is going to be a physical matchup, and both coaches referenced it. The more physical the team, the better chances they were going to win, and Kindred definitely was the most physical, as it's a direct snap to Wyatt Olson, who cuts up the middle with a lot of momentum behind him for a gain of 8 on the play there. 3rd and 1 coming up. But the clock will run, and I believe this will do it. Now the clock. Yeah, they're waiting to start the clock here. And it was actually a first down, so 9-yard gain by Wyatt Olson. And that will do it here in Lisbon. After 4 quarters, the Kindred Vikings have come away victorious against the Lisbon Broncos 33-8. When we come back, we will have your stats and more and wrap up here in Lisbon after here on yourliveevent.com.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I'm the first kid in my family to have graduated from college. And then at NDSCS, they told me, hey, look, you can get credits for this, you can go further. So I start to see like my horizon broaden up. I'm going to be pretty unstoppable. My name is Julie, and I'm here for my future.
You couldn't pick a better community to be a part of. I've actually been to another college, and this one was a far better experience because of the support of the faculty and the staff here. It's just outstanding. My name is Andrew, and I'm here for my future.
Olson Accounting offers services for individuals including financial and retirement planning, taxes, estate planning, and elder care. For business, Olson Accounting can help you with a variety of services including payroll, audit, strategic planning, and taxes. Learn more about these services and more to help you and your business or farm operation by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, North Dakota is Southeastern North Dakota's premier building supply headquarters. They have it all from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell and have over 110 combined years of experience. With their large inventory to sell from and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating 40 years of service in 2021. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. Call or text toll free at 888-683-5253 or visit their website at nd-insure.com.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
Olson Accounting offers services for individuals including financial and retirement planning, taxes, estate planning, and elder care. For business, Olson Accounting can help you with a variety of services including payroll, audit, strategic planning, and taxes. Learn more about these services and more to help you and your business or farm operation by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
Back here in Lisbon as the Kindred Vikings are victorious against the Lisbon Broncos 33-8. Give you a quick score summary here for your post-game report. In the first quarter with 8 minutes 33 seconds left, the Lisbon Broncos would strike first off of a Max McQuillan fumble recovery by Caden Sweet. Lisbon would get a Bowden Greenlee 58-yard run for the touchdown. 2-point conversion was good thanks to Caden Sweet running it in, and they would go up 8-0. And that would be the only time Lisbon would score in this game. Immediately afterwards, with 8 minutes, 16 seconds left, Kindred would bring this game back with a one-play drive with a 59-yard run by Charlie Beaver for 59 yards, and the PAT was good. They kicked it, and they would be down 8-7. Towards the end of the first quarter, Kindred would get the ball back with 1:51, and thanks to a 29-yard pass by Max McQuillan to Lucas Klabundi, the Vikings would strike yet again and go up 13-8. And thanks to a good PAT by Jordan Sunram, they would go up 14-8. And nobody would score in the second quarter. And to start the third quarter, it took a little bit. Both teams stalling out on their opening drives. Kindred, with 4 minutes 54 seconds, would get a 47-yard touchdown run by Trey Heinrich. They would go for 2 and not convert on that, and they would be up 8-20. And then immediately after on the next drive, thanks to a fumble recovered Kindred would get the ball back off of a fumble recovery on that drive. And then immediately after, off of an interception, Kindred, with 2:21 left to go in the third, would have a pass from Max McQuillan to Charlie Beaver for 20 yards. They would go kick the ball for a field goal, and they'll convert 8-27. And it took a while before anybody scored in the fourth quarter. It was going back and forth. Lisbon's defense holding strong, or as strong as they could. And with 2:22 left to go in the game, Kindred, off of a pass from Max McQuillan to Maxwell Opgrand for 20 yards, that would seal the game. They would kick the field goal and be unable to convert the PAT, and the final score would be 33-8. When we come back, we will have your stats, and we will be looking to bring up head coach Matt Crane of the Kindred Vikings and hopefully Coach Joe Girding of the Lisbon Broncos. Here on YourLiveEvent.com, Kindred Vikings win 33-8.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country. Experts in every field.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
In Lisbon, contact Lance Gulson at 701-683-4713.
Back here in Lisbon, as we are wrapping things up, Kindred Vikings come away victorious 33-8 here. And as mentioned throughout the game, this game was very much important for both teams. A lot of scenarios ready to play out, depending on the situation that would have happened. If Lisbon, well, with the Kindred win, Kindred gets quality opponents, or gets a win against a quality opponent, and it will help them out in the seedings. Lisbon currently having to wait and see what the final score from Oak Grove is for tonight. If Oaks, if Oaks beats Sargent County, they would take the number 3 seed as they own the tiebreaker against Lisbon, and Lisbon next week will head to Hillsborough Central Valley. But if Sargent County comes away victorious, we have a 3-way tie for that 3rd and 4th seed, and I believe that would go into a point system depending on how well these teams face off against each other this season. So that will be very interesting to see. We should know more later on. And we're going to take one more break. When we come back, we will hear from head coach Matt Crane of the Kindred Vikings and see what he had to hear his thoughts about tonight's matchup here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Tyree Insurance with one philosophy: hire great people and provide great service and options. We want to help protect your home, farm, crops, personal, and your businesses. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and since day one, we have followed this golden rule to help protect you. That's why we have so many locations like West Fargo, Devils Lake, Hope, Hillsborough, Mackville, and Towner. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
Olson Accounting offers services for individuals including financial and retirement planning, taxes, estate planning, and elder care. For business, Olson Accounting can help you with a variety of services including payroll, audit, strategic planning, and taxes. Learn more about these services and more to help you in your business or farm operation by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters is a group of parents, coaches, and community members whose mission is to enrich the Lisbon High School athletic community by providing financial support for Lisbon High School athletic programs and events. If you are interested in getting involved, they invite you to join the Bronco Athletic Booster Group on Facebook to learn more. The Lisbon Athletic Boosters send a good luck wish to all athletes competing today.
The Lisbon Public School District ensures that all students will learn, experience success, and be good citizens from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful and innovative opportunities for our students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbonpublicschools.com.
Back here in Lisbon, and we have the head coach for the Lisbon Broncos, Coach Joe Girding. And, Coach, definitely not the way you guys wanted tonight to go, but, I mean, what were some of the big positives you saw from your team out there?
Yeah, obviously with the score being 33-8 here at the end, not thrilled with that. But, for the most part, I think our defense played pretty well. We were able to keep it to a 2-score game throughout almost halfway through the fourth quarter. We did a pretty good job against a run. They're a very good rushing team, and I think we did a pretty good job there. And, there's a lot of bright spots defensively in that game.
Now, offensively, it was a bit different. They really made you change up your game plan. You like to go through the pound the ball on the ground, but they made you go through the air. Like, how did you guys have to adjust to their defense throughout this game?
Yeah, they did a good job, limiting us in the run game. It wasn't it wasn't anything that we haven't seen before. Some of the things that they were doing up front with some different line stunts and everything, and we just with their side. I mean, they were a pretty big team and pretty big up front, and we kind of struggled to reset the line of scrimmage, which then allowed their backers to kind of be free, and then allowed their linebackers to make a lot of plays and kind of run free back there, and that was our biggest struggle.
Yeah, and now going into next week, I believe it's still a question as to where you're going to be going. You guys are the 4th seed, so you will be going to Hillsborough Central Valley. What's going to be the mentality going into this first round next week against a very tough Hillsborough Central Valley Burros team?
Yeah, they're a good team, and they've got a great program and a lot of tradition and everything, a lot of success recently, but we already started kind of stressing it tonight with the kids after the game. Hey, there are only 16 teams left. We're a good football team. We belong. We just got to come with that confidence and kind of that swagger, and just understand, like, hey, we're a team that's capable of good things too.
Yeah, definitely came out with a lot of confidence on defense, able to get that first fumble recovery. And is next week going to be? Are we going to see more of you guys going through the air next week against Hillsborough? Try to get the air pass game going just a little bit, or see some of these reverse sweeps that we saw tonight?
Yeah, we'll have to definitely get outside to try to lighten the box a little bit. As far as the passing game, I think kind of what we're going to want to do is, just get really, really comfortable with just a couple of different things where we can get the ball out of our hand quick, so we can kind of, limit the number of reads that we have to make on each play, and, just kind of look for the quick, short, underneath stuff. And, obviously we still want to run the football, though.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Coach, a tough one tonight, but good luck to you next week, and hopefully and we'll see what happens next week against Hillsborough.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. That was head coach Joe Girding of the Lisbon Broncos. When we come back, we will hear from head coach Matt Crane of the Kindred Vikings, and then we will wrap up with your final stats here tonight. Here on your live event, Kindred Vikings come away victorious 33-8.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
Back here on yourliveevent.com here in Lisbon, the Vikings come away victorious 33-8. And we heard from Coach Joe Girding as his team will get ready to face Hillsborough Central Valley next week, and we'll see how that game plan shakes up depending on seeing how tonight went. But let's hear from head coach of the Kindred Vikings and see what his thoughts were on tonight's matchup.
Post-game show now joined by the head coach of Kindred, Matt Crane. Coach, we talked about halftime, setting a tone, getting the ball in the third quarter. You guys set the tone defensively. What was working for your Vikings in the second half?
Just flying around, and we really challenged them physically. We wanted them to set the edge, and they did that. We knew they were trying to get outside and be disciplined out there, and they did a great job on defense all night long. And like I said, they had that one big play that they got loose. Other than that, I felt really good about it.
Seemed what, 2 times, 3 times? Third time was a trump for that fumble. What did you see on those first 2 plays? How close were you guys to getting that football?
I felt like we were there a couple times, but sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way. Sometimes you don't get the call, so we just gotta get there and move on to the next play.
It's 33 straight points for you guys after being down 8-0. It's 14-8 at halftime. But does the score reflect how close this game was? It was pretty hard fought, I think.
Oh, it was a great game. great game against a really good team. And, you know, I would not be shocked if this team makes a run in the playoffs. It's a physical football team. It's a well-coached football team, and you know they're gonna give people some fits.
What goals did you guys having come into this the final week of the regular season to accomplish? Now you head to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean we wanted to end the season with a win. You know, I mean we wanted to win regions. We did that. We were able to do that last week. We wanted to end the season with a win. You know, you don't want to backpedal in the playoffs. So we were able to accomplish that tonight, and now we just got to look at the film. We got to get better. We got to improve, and we got to get ready for next Saturday.
Any small things that you can clean up on?
Oh yeah, we can figure out how to one, get the snap down, because our center QB exchange was terrible tonight, and then two, we got to get up on linebackers because they were shooting our gap, and we were just not able to clean that up in the run game.
Any final thoughts, Coach?
Hopefully we can do those things, and if we can, I think that we can potentially make a little bit of a run, and it should be a lot of fun.
Coach Crane, thanks for your time. Congrats, and have a safe trip home.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And that was Coach Crane, and definitely the quarterback to center exchange was a big factor. Many low snaps in that second half, something they're going to want to clean up going into the playoffs this next week. But give you some final stats as we wrap up. We'll bring back Derek Zimmerman-Geyer here, get his final thoughts on today. We'll start with the Lisbon Broncos. Bowden Greenlee throwing the ball 10 times, was 1 for 10, 2 interceptions, and only 6 yards. That was a 6-yard pass out to Caden Sweet. Then Bowden Greenlee carried the ball 21 times for 128 yards. Levi Svem, on the other hand, carried twice for 9 yards. Caden Sweet carried the rock 13 times for 33 yards. Had a tough night for him. And Wyatt Olson for 2 carries with 11 yards. Mike Nelson, 2 carries for 8 yards to close that out. 195 total offensive yards, and a turnover at the very beginning, a fumble recovery by Caden Sweet to start in that first quarter. Kindred, on the other hand, very much different as they end the night offensively. Max McQuillan goes 9 of 14 through the air for 184 total yards, 3 touchdowns. Trey Heinrich had 2 receptions for 58 yards. Jacob Hyatt, 1 reception for 18. Charlie Beaver had a 20-yard reception that went for a touchdown. Lucas Klabundi had a 29-yard reception for a touchdown, and 19 yards. He'll end the night with 48 yards total. Maxwell Opgrand had 2 receptions for 30 yards and a touchdown. On the ground game, Trey Heinrich with 5 carries and a touchdown for 58 yards. Jacob Hyatt with 3 carries for 3 yards. Charlie Beaver with 3 carries for 73 yards and a rushing touchdown. Lucas Klabundi with a carry for 1 yard. Max McQuillan ran the ball 3 times for 19 total yards. Carter Schmitz ran the ball once for -6 yards. Kylan Swenson carried the ball 6 times for 15 total yards. And Mason Almares with the ball for 1 carry for 19 yards, 366 total yards of offense, and they had 3 turnovers, 1 fumble recovery, and 2 turnovers, 1 by Trey Heinrich and 1 by Chase Miller, and that interception is what sealed the deal for Kindred. For us here in Lisbon, that's going to do it for our broadcast. Kindred Vikings win 33-8. Thank you to all of our sponsors who made this broadcast possible. Whenever possible, please patronize these businesses or just go in to say thank you, because without them, broadcasts like these would not be possible. You can also find the archived game on this on YouTube at yourliveevent.com. Go to our website at yourliveevent.com and follow our Twitter at yourliveevent1. I've been Jerry Peralta along with Derek Zimmerman-Geyer. Thank you all. Have a great night, and we thank you all. Have a great night.